What y'all think about that beat? Y'all like that beat? AFC Podcast, what's going on? This is your humble host of the evening, DJ Just JOK. As you guys can see from the shirt, we are the AFC Podcast, where we advocate for children first. That is where our first priority is. I hope you guys can hear the sound of my voice. I'm going to double check it to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Make sure that the volume is where it needs to be, or I might need to make some adjustments. So I hope it's okay. If y'all don't mind, let me check real quick and see what I have selected. Let me see here and here. That should be good. And I think you guys can hear me. Can y'all hear me okay? Do I need to turn the volume up or down? Do I need to back off of the mic or what? Hello. What's going on? Lee Hellinger is in the building. That is one of our moderators and awesome channel members as well. It is such an honor. Joanne is in the building. What's going on, Joanne? Thank you for rejoining on channel membership. Jolia Guillory is in the building. Thank you so much. Do you have a podcast on Apple? I don't, but I am considering doing it. I'm definitely considering it. I've looked into it. I got to revisit it. So maybe if I feel like it's worth trying to make every single episode an audio, then I think we can probably work that out, because I do definitely think those stories are worth hearing in any format that we can get. It's just a lot of work for me to have to do it all by myself. Rochella, hey, she is in the building. What's up, Rochella? I hope you're still there. What's going on? I can't say hi to everybody. Shay, what's going on? Sexy Candy, Jamora, and Neo. I hope I said your name right. Let me know where you guys are from. Everybody, let me know where y'all are from. Where are you watching? Odetta, what's going on? Bruja, what up? Ash and Emmy, good to see you in the building. Jessica, N, Stacy R, what up? Roxanne W, Jennifer A, Heather H, Soothing White Noise, North Carolina. I think this is my first time seeing you here. Good to see you in the building. Jamie, what up? Marie K is in the building. Kathleen, I hope I said your name correctly. Louisiana, the boot, is in the building. Yusuf, what up? Destiny D is in the building. What's going on? Sweet D is here also. Cynthia, what up, Cynthia? Cracker Jack, what's going on? Tanea, what's up, Tanea? I know I can't say hi to everybody. Guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let me show some love here. I think I got you already. Okay, let's scroll down. New York City. that might be too old for some of y'all. I might have just told my age. That Pace Picani commercial, I don't know if y'all remember that, but they said, New York City, get a rope. I don't know if y'all remember that or not. That might be too old for you. That might be too old for some of y'all. I might have just told my age. All right, I think the volume sounds pretty good. Without any further ado, Sorrowful Angel, hello. Leo Metcalf in the building. Press start. What's going on? Gen 501. Little Rock is in the building. And I think there was somebody else here from Arkansas also. What's going on? Shout out where y'all from. Y'all know I'm from the state that struggles with a lot of these stories, Texas, but we are in the building. UK is in the building. What's going on, June B? Omaha, Nebraska, I see you. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go.
Check out this wonderful organization that I'm proud to be a part of. It's called Bags for Kids, BAGS4KIDS.org. And check out their website. They really help a lot of kids in foster care, giving them a permanent piece of luggage and also a lot of items that they might need so that they feel that they belong, which they do. So go to the website, bags4kids.org. So go for it. It's a great place, and they're doing great work.
Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchess.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Designs. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere else.
All right, and shout out to all of those people. You guys know where to find them. They are in the description box of each and every video. Really easy to find. And matter of fact, I'm also considering, how is the part you live at doing? I don't know if that was for me or not, but I'm also considering trying to create a all my links account, because I noticed a lot of people have started to do that, especially if you have multiple links that people need to access. So for me, that might be easier, so that way I don't have to go back and change it in every video. If you follow that one link, you can just find everything that pertains to either the stream or to me personally. Let me see if I can post this in here in a couple of places. So here's what we need to do, guys. I am hoping, only hoping that we can reach 200 thumbs up before we start our first story. And I know some people feel like, some kind of Linktree. Thank you. I forgot about that. All my links, Linktree. How can I send you a case? My email address is titled just below, and it's also in the description box. The AFC Matters, MATTERS at gmail.com. Again, it is the AFC Matters at gmail.com. So just keep in mind that the email is starting to get full because I'm starting to get more busy. Y'all know this is my busy time of year between Halloween, the fall time with Thanksgiving. Of course, December, my schedule's going to be just crazy. It's getting to a point now where I'm actually doing DJ gigs in the middle of the week. Like I had a DJ gig yesterday on a Wednesday. Can y'all believe that? Had a DJ gig on a Wednesday. Very unique. Not only was it fun, I'm happy that the couple say that they enjoyed it. I did an amazing job. They showed me some love, tipped your boy a little bit, you know what I mean? So I thought that was awesome as well, but I'm just definitely happy that they allow me to participate in their experience where they're going to make a journey through life. And that's really just the starting point of it, which is a wedding, to publicly declare to the family and friends and to the world that you're going to spend your life together and dedicate your time and energy to your families, right? Beautiful thing. Weddings are a beautiful thing. And the more I DJ them, the more I want to have that experience. I want to get married someday. But guess what? I have a lot of fears. I fear marriage. I fear creating children with a person that might end up hating me. There's a lot of real fears that I have. I fear being ruined financially. I fear pissing somebody off to the point of the furthest pissivity, right? It's a lot of fears that I have. Maybe some of you guys can understand it if you guys have been divorced, if you're currently married, if you're going through the rough times, then maybe some of y'all understand where I'm coming from, right? But I do like the social construct of marriage because I believe that the intent of it is meant to be good. It is meant to keep a good, solid foundation together. Hopefully both sides have financial means to be able to contribute to a household and raise children under one roof, and that family circle can raise these children and grow up and become something great. That's what marriage means to me. What you are doing is you are merging two corporations. Let me say that again. I don't even remember why I heard that. You're merging two corporations. And I remember, I don't know if y'all ever heard this, but I've told this story before where I was having a conversation with a young lady. We were out on an ice cream date years ago. We were out on an ice cream date, and I told her that marriage was like a business, and you should treat it as such. Marriage is a business. It's not all of this foofy, fluffy stuff as opposed to the things that you would normally merge a business together when it comes to finances and your contractual name with the state and with the government, creating children. You're adding to your business and your corporation. So if you think about it, whenever you pass away, which we all will, we all should have life insurance, that's business, a last will and testament, that is a business, right? When people have their final wishes, like how they want to be buried and stuff like that, all business related. Here's the point that I brought that up. Needless to say that she disagreed, and the conversation ended pretty abruptly. I don't remember exactly how it ended, but yeah. She didn't like the fact that I said that. Actually, I remember who it was, too. Y'all want me to tell you who it was? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Definitely not going to tell you who it was, but that young lady knows who she is, and yeah. I just think that before I date a woman, I'm going to continue to be patient, and I just think that you need to look at things in a rational way. So I think that, me staying single and just putting my energy and focus into raising my girls is what I need to do, right? They are my number one priority. Dating and finding somebody for me, my daughter will be grown in 3 years. I can wait 3 years. If I just really get out there and just go buck wild. Let me see here. I don't know if I can post. Yeah, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's do it. They might not like me posting this here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, that's the Babysitter. Hey, shout out to Ickmail. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he posted quite a bit on this story, so shout out to him. I'm definitely not going to trample on his feet with this story. I don't want to post my links in his stuff because I think that might be taken as a form of disrespect, really, by any content creator. So I want to make sure and put some respect on what he's doing over there. But I am going to talk about this story. So if you guys have not heard the story of the missing child, Quentin Simon. How many of you guys have heard about that story? How many of you guys have heard about that story? They must love your girls. Here's the thing, Heather. I don't let anybody meet my daughters. Nope. Those are two different things. Shout out to Molly Go Lightly, by the way, also. I got love for Molly and a lot of other YouTubers. Kimberly Flowers, shout out to her. Chris Thorns, shout out to him. A lot of people. And if you have a YouTube channel, if you're one of our channel members or moderators, you guys can always post your links in the chat as well. Make This Go Viral TV, Illicit Deeds, people who are always here, right? I don't mix dating and my children together. I don't. Now, if I've been in a relationship with a woman for a while, I'd say maybe 6 months, maybe that might be different. But somehow they never seem to make it to that 6 months. Thank you, Damn That's Beauty. Rejoin on channel membership. Thank you very much. All we're waiting for is you guys to click that thumbs up. I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of time before we start on our first story, which is of the missing child. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about that. We're going to talk about it tonight. We got a ton of important topics, I think, to try to cover in a small amount of time, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. But yeah, I can't even remember the last time I've dated a woman that has met my kids. They've maybe seen pictures, but not meet them. Nope. The same way that I try to coach you awesome young ladies who are in my chat, especially those who are dating. We got 201 in the chat. All we need you guys to do is hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Heretic in the Hills. I almost said your name wrong, but I got it right. Heretic in the Hills. I like that name, by the way. I don't even know what it means, but I like the name. Right? Six months, I'm okay with them letting you meet your kids. But within the first few days, first few weeks, first few months, if you got young kids who can't defend themselves, teenagers are above, maybe a little more understandable. Kids under the age of 13 can't defend themselves. I just don't think you should be bringing people you are dating around your freaking kids. That is my personal opinion. Everybody click that thumbs up. Can y'all let me know when you do? Please. So yeah, more times than none, if I'm dating a chick, they're not gonna meet my daughters. That's just not gonna happen. If something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. You're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at me, right? Be mad at the source. We have 148 thumbs up. Now, the reason why we have to ask for this thumbs up is because my channel generally doesn't get a lot of notifications that go out. Like you saw the first 100 people were here pretty quick, but it takes a while for us to get another 100 more people here. So we got to work together. And when I ask people to contribute to the show, and when I ask for people to support the show, one of the easiest ways to do that, there are some people who can go into my description box of this video and donate. Links are in the description box. They are able to do it, and they do it, and they do it out of love. They show love because they're able to. If you're not financially able to do it, please don't do it. Please don't send a Cash App or PayPal if it is not in your financial means to be able to do so. The only thing that I require, let's go ahead and move on to our story, is for people to hit the thumbs up. That's it. Why? Because it's free. Why? Because we get recommended a little bit higher to more of our subscribers. Maybe some people will get a little notification in their phone. YouTube will feel like we're worthy. Sometimes I feel like my channel isn't worthy of a couple of thumbs up because people tend to get kind of mad about it. I don't know why they get mad. Well, you always begging for people to hit the thumbs up. Yes. Matter of fact, I want to go ahead and get this story started pretty quick because we're actually streaming in 1080p. That's scary for me. Y'all know why that's scary for me? Because I'm normally streaming in 720 and I hope this freaking thing doesn't cut out. So y'all got to hope that the stream stays together, okay? I really don't get notifications when we get live. Glad I'm able to tap in. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. Yes, this is going to be the first story, Yvonne. We have not started yet. We have not started yet. We were just simply having a precursor to this story, talking about some things. There is a small development in this story that came out today at 2:01 a.m. So that actually means that this was damn near about 20 hours ago. Almost yesterday, when they came out and said that the mother in the story was a suspect. So there's some YouTubers that have maybe already talked about this story that didn't even get that update yet. And maybe they'll have to do another story just to kind of catch up. With these missing children, it's a developing thing. That's why sometimes we will talk about certain stories, or I might have to wait a few days before I talk about something. And the reason for that is because you'll look up and they say, oh, we found the child. And some people might watch the video days later thinking like, oh, we still need to be looking. Maybe some people in that area, you know what I'm saying? So that news can come and go really, really quickly. So if y'all want to know what I'm drinking on today, we got some Gatorade Fierce, purple Gatorade today. I also have some, what is the name of this stuff? Martinelli's apple juice. This is not piss. For those who might think that I have a jar of piss in my hands, that is not what this is. This is organic apple juice. Okay? Everybody got that? We got 5 stories tonight. Oh, here's what I want to do. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. Lee, I'm not going to put all of her business out there. Let's do this real quick. We're going to do this a little bit different. And I hope you guys can kind of respect my religious background, because that's kind of what I grew up in. So I do believe in the power of prayer. I don't pray very often. I don't go to church at all. But I do believe that prayer can work. I do believe that some of the things in my life have gotten better because I've stayed diligent to praying. And when you say a prayer, you mean it, you let it go, and you just continue to do what you need to do in order to try to improve your life, right? Oh, I needed to thank a couple people who donated. Inky Biss, thank you very much. Well, I had another one earlier. I think I missed it, so I think I shouted it out at the very beginning. Let me also say thank you to Ash and Emmy. Thank you. And Cash App, Tanea. Showing some love. I see you, Tanea. And also Cynthia. Cynthia, if you are in the chat, Cynthia RM. Cynthia RM. So it's not much, but I hope it helps. It is absolutely plenty. More than plenty. And I'm truly grateful. So Cynthia, if you're listening, I want to say thank you. Got your PayPal. Here's what I want to do. Lee Hellinger is a friend of the show. She's also a advocate who spent a lot of her time in her profession, you know, not only advocating for children, but having to do investigations, having to do the real hard work when it comes to these stories like this. So she was, in a sense, involved with law enforcement. So I truly respect her. If you guys did not see our interview, it is on the channel. You can actually go to in our playlist and find her interview. But here's what I want to do. I want to say a small prayer, and I'm going to look in the camera and say, Lee, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for your family. I'm not going to say who, because like I said, I don't know if you want to put your business out there. If you want to, you can tell them in the chat who we're speaking on. I want to pray for those who are out there listening right now to the sound of my voice. I want to pray for these children. I want to pray for my family. I want to pray for my safety. Me and my friends, we're going to be in Miami this weekend. I told you guys about that. So we're going to start our journey tomorrow, and we're going to end up in Miami this weekend. So y'all pray for me, pray for my brothers. And I want to say to my Heavenly Father above, I thank you for this day. I thank you for everything that you've blessed me with, the clothes on my back, the food on my table, to my beautiful children, the opportunity to be their father, the opportunity to be a voice on this channel, to be able to speak, and I hope it means something to somebody out there. I want to pray for my friend Lee Hellinger, who is in the chat right now, who's going through a difficult time and has a difficult journey ahead of her, and I want to continue to pray, not only for her situation, that it will work out best, and especially as you see fit, that you will bring her comfort, that you will bring her peace, and that you will know that she is loved. I pray that for her, and I pray for peace for her and her family, for those who are out there listening, for those who are out there going through something, for those who are depressed, for those who are going through rough times, and even for those who are doing pretty well right now, for those who are happy, for those who are jovial, for those who have a beautiful family, beautiful kids, and those who love them. Pray for them. Also pray for peace and prosperity for them as well. And I also want to pray for our safe journey this weekend, that we can go have a good time, come back home, and continue to do this work that I believe is making a difference for these children out there, giving them a voice, us as the AFC, the Advocates for Children. In your name, I pray, Heavenly Father, thank you. And guys, we all said amen. Amen. I'm going to drink some apple juice to that. Beauty says she enjoyed when we were live at the club. Well, y'all know YouTube took that video down because I had all kind of copyrighted music in there. But I'm glad y'all were able to join me. I could have streamed the wedding also, but I didn't do it because I'm just like, I don't want to keep hitting this channel with flags for music. I don't want to play with YouTube like that. Are you guys ready to get started? I think we're starting on a good note. Y'all ready to get started with our first story? We got 186 thumbs up. We just need a couple more people. We need 14 people to click that thumbs up. All it does is help share the stream and let more people know that we're live. And amen, amen, amen. I can't even tell y'all the last time I've ever prayed on this show, and maybe we need to do that more often. You might not be religious, and you ain't got to be, right? But I'm still putting that energy out there for you guys to let y'all know I love you. If ain't nobody else told you, I love you. You feel me? I do. With this story, there have been a lot of YouTubers out there talking about this, and I thank them, and I'm glad that this story is important to so many people out there, that this story is being spread. My only pause with this is that I really wish that every story that involved children were talked about like this, the word was spread like this, and that we can all, as a community and as a society, participate. Okay, with this story, ladies and gentlemen, comes out of Savannah, Georgia, with this missing child. And with this missing child, there might be some devastating news that might be coming out. So before I give you guys the details of that, I need to let you know that some of you might find my content controversial or offensive. My information is coming from credible sources. This video commentary also contains my personal opinion about the facts of the story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies to children like this going forward. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer, so you can't act like you didn't know. Here's the thing. The baby that you guys see on my screen, beautiful little baby. And I think all babies are beautiful. Hashtag all babies are beautiful, especially this baby here. And I just can't imagine why somebody would hate this child enough to put them in this situation, whether it be neglect or on purpose. I'm going to say that again. Whether it be neglect or whether it be on purpose, I don't know that. So I'm going to speak on some of the facts, and then I might speculate a little bit. But his mom, guess what? For those who might not have caught this from any other source, is now a prime suspect. Matter of fact, mom, according to the police, is the only suspect in this story, okay? I'm getting this information from news4jax.com. Thank you for the article. But police have spent more than a week searching for the toddler who was reported missing from his home and have gathered enough evidence to conclude that the boy is dead and name his mother as the suspect in his death and disappearance, the police chief say on Thursday. Hope everybody catches that. Authorities are still searching for his body, and his name is Quentin Simon, who is 20 months old. That's the baby right there. Beautiful baby. Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley said in a news conference, police considered the boy's mother by the name of Leilani Simon, which is spelled Leilani Simon, Simon. They name her as a suspect, but Hadley said that she has not been charged as of Thursday. Here's what almost makes me want to curse and get really upset real quick. Y'all ready for this? Who else is the freaking suspect? If she is the only and sole suspect, why can't you bring charges against her? Why is she roaming around free with an opportunity to either hide evidence or maybe even do something to harm herself, therefore she can face a coward's justice and in her own life? That I just simply don't understand. But like I said, with this legal system, it's really crazy because, of course, we want them to have swift justice. We want them to be apprehended. But at the same time, we don't want them to be arrested and charged improperly either. So I hope y'all catch that. Now, the toddler's mother called 911 on the morning of October the 5th, this was only a few days ago, to report him missing, saying that she had last seen her son inside his playpen. Police and volunteers quickly fanned out across the neighborhood just outside of Savannah to look for the child, who was described as last seen wearing a Sesame Street t-shirt and black pants. In the days that followed, police obtained a search warrant to the child's to search the child's home with the assistance from FBI agents. They drained a swimming pool in the backyard and used search dogs to comb the woods near the house. Hadley declined to specify what led police to say that the boy is dead. That scares me because they are actually almost saying that they know this definitively. for them to put out a statement like that, because normally they wouldn't. What I can say is that the evidence we have so far, based on multiple search warrants and interviews, has led us to the conclusion that Quentin is deceased, according to the chief. He also wouldn't say why police suspect the boy's mother, though he said that she is currently the only suspect. As why police named her as a suspect but hadn't charged her, Hadley said, "We will only do that when we feel we have everything that we need." It wasn't immediately known Thursday if Simon had a lawyer who could speak on her behalf. Now, police and court documents show that there was turmoil, and this is where I hope everybody catches this. There was turmoil in recent weeks between the child's mother and the grandmother by the name of Billy, Billie, Joe Howell, who had legal custody of him, and an older sibling. Quentin, his mother and his mother's boyfriend, lived with Howell. Let me take a drink to that. If you guys can hear the sound of my voice, if y'all would, you could help us tremendously by just clicking the thumbs up. If you'll take a moment and do that, please help us out. We want more people to see this video. Let me read that again, because that is a shitstorm of information. Excuse my French. There was turmoil between the child's mother and grandmother with her mom. The mom that apparently that this bride don't have her own place to live. Guys, remember we use the terminology babies for benefits to signify when women only have children to collect benefits off the backs of these children, or when custodial parents take advantage of children for that means, okay? So she wasn't able to get a house of her own, even though women who have children have a much easier time of obtaining a house by way of Section 8 than men do. Just simply said, that's what it is. They have an easier time of doing that. So she must be such a crappy person that she wasn't even able to get a place of her own simply because she was a mother. Here's another thing you'd have to wonder. Why doesn't she have custody of her children? I think that has to be indicative of her character. Were the children taken by way of CPS? It's possible, but I don't know that. Did she give custody to the grandmother? Did the grandmother take custody? We don't really know the exact details of that, but I think that just shows a poor excuse of a custodial parent. Can y'all agree to that? Male or female, mother or father, I think that just shows poor character in a person. But not only that, here's what makes it worse for me. If you're in a situation where you have children and you have no place to live except for with your mama, the last thing that you should be doing is worrying about getting penis. Ma'am, it's not that freaking serious. The last woman I checked with told me that penis wasn't that damn serious, because I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what type of gyrations and what type of mindset that penis will make a woman go through, what type of idiocracy a woman will go through for some penis. But how can it be that serious, the fact that you don't have a place to stay, what they say, a pot to piss in, or a window to throw it out of? You don't have a place of your own, even though you could easily get it because you'd be a custodial parent. But you don't have custody of your kid. Not only how do you have a boyfriend, ma'am, and I hope she's watching this, and yes, I am intending to be disrespectful. Yes. You have a boyfriend while not having custody of your children, which shows you have horrible priorities. But he's such a POS himself that he also lives with yo mama. Damn. How do you have two grown-ass people having sex, but neither one of these son of a bitches have a place to live? Did I say too much? Did I say too much, y'all? Am I going too far off the rails? I think that this is what most people tune in to hear. You can go look up the news article yourself, and you don't have to have my commentary at all. Last time I checked, this is not a news station. The majority of the people that listen to my channel, I think, are people that really want to hear what my real opinion is. To me, that's already like 2 or 3 strikes against, no, that's 3 strikes against the mom. So no, I'm not going to believe that she's a good person at all. You don't have your own place to live. You got multiple kids that you don't have custody of, and you're out having sex with a man. I'm sure you don't have a boyfriend without having sex. So I'm going to assume that those 2 things go together. Okay, now let's keep going. Simon called police on September the 7th following an argument with her mother over laundry in which she said that Howell had shoved her against the wall, according to a police report. Nobody was charged, and an officer found no injuries other than Simmons' reddened elbow. The following day, Quentin's grandmother filed papers in Chatham County Magistrate Court to have Simon and her boyfriend evicted from her home. So she was probably doing her a favor. Here's the problem when you do grown-ass people a favor. When you're ready for them to go, when they're just showing you their natural rear end and have no respect for you, you can't just tell them to get out. You can't just lock them out. You actually have to go and legally evict them. I don't know if a lot of you guys knew that. You might as well have them on a lease because it's essentially the same thing. You can't just kick them out, change the locks, and prevent them from entering the house if they've lived there after a certain amount of time, and especially if they're receiving mail at that address. So she had to go down there and go file court paperwork to get them evicted. Just want them to move out as quickly as possible. They've damaged my property, and at this point, no one is living in peace, the September 8th court document read. A few weeks later, on September 28th, a Superior Court judge ordered Leilani Simmons to pay $150 a month in child support. I want y'all to keep in mind, there's a missing child. There's a missing child after child support was enforced on her. You guys notice how many situations, how many misused, abused children and dead children end up behind child support? And we understand how dangerously stupid this situation is. So your reaction, based on what we're reading here, is that you're put on financial responsibility, even though you can't financially take care of yourself, to take care of this child. Then the child ends up missing. Don't y'all find that kind of ironic? And she's named as the only suspect. $150 a month to take care of your own kid. Quentin's mother reported him missing a week later. FBI agent Will Clark, who supervises the Bureau's office in Savannah, said agents were assisting local police in their search for Quentin. Within a few hours of him being reported missing, Clark said the FBI sent a team that specializes in child abductions to help. Hadley said his officers and the FBI had conducted an exhaustive search. He vowed that they won't stop. Sadly, we have not found Quentin, Hadley said, but our search and investigation will continue, and it will continue with every available resource that we have. Curious if you guys would like to see a video of the biological mother arguing with the babysitter. Would y'all like to see that? Because I have it on deck. If y'all want to see it, let me know. Let's get it. Fair use. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And again, if you guys are watching, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. We want to have at least one thumb up for everybody watching. That'll help share the stream and let more people know that we're live talking about the story, okay? Now, somebody in the chat asked how old the mom is. People in the chat are saying that the mom is 22. I don't have that as a fact to verify. But if you say she's 22 years old, I'm going to believe she's 22. But she don't look like she's 22 at all. But if y'all want to see that argument, I got it coming up. So stand by.
Learning more about how this morning played out with this family and the babysitter who was originally supposed to be at this home this morning. News 3 Brian Gallagher also here with me at this scene tonight with those details.
Thank you, Brett. Earlier tonight, I talked with the toddler's babysitter. She is sharing her concerns tonight. It's an interview you will only see on WSAV News 3.
I am been keeping Quentin and Zane for 6 months. I kept them yesterday, and they went home last night.
Diana McCarta says she babysits little Quentin and his siblings and was supposed to watch them this morning. She says she was confused as to why plans would change so suddenly.
I got a text this morning saying that they would not be here. I would not be babysitting them at 5:29, which was kind of odd because I have them even when she doesn't work.
30 minutes later, 6 a.m. was the last reported sighting of Quentin, according to police. Diana says other family members asked her where Quentin might be.
And then I get a text at 9 o'clock saying, have I seen Quentin? I
hope y'all caught that. One of the things that she said was it was unusual because she would even keep this woman's kids even when she was not working. So to me, my interpretation is she was probably using that time to have free time with her boyfriend, I guess. That was probably the time she spent with her little alleged boyfriend.
immediately go to their house. I try to help them look. They didn't want that. So I've just been waiting around like everybody else.
Diana and other neighbors are shocked by the news and wonder what could have happened to little Quentin.
My heart is broken. I'm not his mother, I'm not his family, but I love him very much. And I just don't know what could happen. The police did a really good job of looking, and where does a 1-year-old go? They've covered a lot of ground.
Now at 5, the toddler death and the prime suspect. Chatham County Police say Quentin Simon's mother is the only suspect in this case. We turn now to our Andy Cole live from CCPD headquarters.
And Andy, police still haven't found Quentin's body.
Good afternoon, Brooke and Riley. That's exactly right. Police have named 22-year-old Leilani Simon as the prime suspect. That's all as the search continues. Now, the chief said no charges have been filed and no arrests have been made. Now, we pressed police on what evidence they have proving that Leilani did kill her 20-month-old son, but police declined to answer. I want you to take a listen to this exchange I had with Chief Jeff Hadley today. Do you know where Leilani's other 2 children are?
I can't answer that question.
Do you know where Leilani is?
I don't know where she is currently today.
Chief Hadley says he believes Leilani is not a flight risk. Again, she hasn't been charged nor arrested.
Here's what I found weird about what he said, and I definitely caught that, and I'm glad that the interviewer caught that. Why are they so certain that a woman that they're naming in public as the primary sole suspect, why would she not be a flight risk? Could somebody in the chat please let me know if y'all caught that, like I caught that? Did y'all catch that? Let me make sure I got this right. People are accusing you of murdering your child, getting rid of your child, and even a motive behind being mad about it because you've been put on child support. Why would a person not be a flight risk, especially when it's a child that came from her womb and she's being accused? Huh? No, we don't think she's a flight risk. Wow. So What type of person would you consider a flight risk? So somebody would have to fit the profile of what? A Jeffrey Dahmer? Huh? How many of you guys watch that? What is that on Netflix? So they have to fit this. We have to find 10, 15 people dead and missing limbs and body parts being chewed up and ate and cooked before you consider somebody to be a flight risk. Like, what does it take? What does a flight risk take? Grown people kill grown people all the time, and they're considered to be a flight risk. But how is it not a flight risk? And I wish that police officer would answer that question for me. Maybe his ass got some free time and he can email me and tell me, why wouldn't a person that's accused of murdering their child, and these are just your words, you don't feel in your heart, you don't feel like she's a flight risk? Keep in mind, she's already been accused of causing turmoil in the house. She got mad about the child support, and now the child is missing. Why would she not be a flight risk? Her life is screwed up. Why would she not be a flight risk? She seems to be unstable. Why would she not be a flight risk? Am I making sense? Maybe these glasses are a little too tight on my head. Maybe it's clogging up my brain. Maybe I'm not seeing this properly. What would qualify? Like, what do you have to do? Oh, you have to be what? Part of a drug cartel? Is that what it is? Then you're a flight risk then? Huh? Maybe selling, maybe you got a little too much legal marijuana. Maybe now that makes you a flight risk, right? I don't know, man. Let me show you guys this confrontational video, and I want y'all to tell me, and I want y'all to brace yourselves, and I know YouTube make it seem like I don't be warning y'all about what y'all about to watch, but you're going to watch some dysfunction, you're going to watch some cussing and fussing and hollering and screaming, and maybe a little pushing and shoving. It's not going to be a full-out fight, but I'm going to warn you, you've been warned fairly. That is your disclaimer before you watch this video. So if you need to leave, you can leave. But I want y'all to watch this interaction with this alleged 22-year-old. Watch this.
Go ahead. Don't put nothing in your yard. Go ahead. This is my baby, not yours. That's your right, but I text my baby. I text you and I told you what was going on. Oh, so now it's my fault. You need to go get him.
Y'all can get off the property.
I text you. I asked you over and over. I got the text. Over and over I asked you. So you want to blame me? I don't care about your text. You think I would hit you at me? Do you think I would do that? Yeah. Really? Because you are... I'm what?
No one likes
I'm
y'all.
what? I'm what? No, I don't blame nobody. I should not have been out of town. You did. You shouldn't have. No, I'm not. I was trying to provide. I did. I was trying to provide. I told you. I was trying to provide. I even provided for you. You didn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't pay for your family, your entire family. I didn't ask you. Your entire family. Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Good, you were wrong. You were wrong. I begged you to help. I begged you to help. Put that on social media. I begged you to help. Oh yeah, and I begged you to help. I said, hey Michelle, please get the kids. You're a liar. Take them up.
Okay, so people in the chat are saying, and I was like, she's not 22. Okay, so y'all are saying that's the grandma of the 22-year-old and the babysitter. Why would they be arguing like this? Okay, so let's just say this is not the biological mom. So this is the grandma. But like somebody said, the organic apple doesn't far too far from the tree, right? I'm just talking about the character. I'm just talking about the character of this woman. So y'all are saying this is the grandma. This makes it even, because I was like, she ain't no damn 22. I'm looking at her in the face. Right there. I'm sorry. I know some people done had a hard life, but that ain't the face of a 22-year-old at all. So y'all are saying that's the grandma and babysitter. Why would they be going through this? If this is how the mom can behave, then I can imagine what the daughter behaves like.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't pay for your family, your entire family. I didn't ask you. I got your entire family. Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Good, you were wrong. You were wrong. I begged you to help. I begged you to help. Put that on social media. I begged you to help.
Oh, yeah, and
I begged you to help. I said, hey,
hey,
Michelle, please get the kids.
you're a liar.
Take them. I'll give you
You're a
$300
liar.
a week.
Well, I'm about to put it
I'm
all
a liar.
I'm about to put.
I'm a liar.
I'm about to put it all over.
Good. Good,
All
because
over.
you're awful to say you're going to put a memorial. My baby's not dead.
You are a liar.
My baby's not
You are a
dead.
liar.
My baby's not
You are
dead.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, you are.
You are.
My baby's not dead. I thought you
I
was a
didn't
woman of
say
God.
that.
I thought you were a woman of God.
I am.
You got Quentin? Do you have Quentin?
I don't have Quentin. You're the one
Maybe
that
you
said
do.
me.
Maybe you do. You got him.
Okay.
You got him.
Well, I'm about to call the police.
You're the only one that can go in my house.
So is she trying to accuse the babysitter of doing something to the kid? That doesn't even make any sense. I wonder who those other two people are in the street. Is that the biological mom and boyfriend in the street? And grandma's boyfriend? I don't know. This is a cotton picking hood Billy, snowbilly miss. This is a hot heaping mess.
Don't put nothing in your yard.
Go ahead.
This is my baby, not yours.
That's your.
I don't know what in the trailer park issue is going on here.
I text you and I told you what was going on. Oh, so now it's my fault. You didn't go get it.
Y'all can get off the property.
I text you. I got you. I asked you over and over. I got the text. Over and over I asked you.
got the text.
So you want to blame me? I don't care about
Go
your
ahead.
text. You think I'm going to hit you
Hit me.
Do you think I would do that?
Yeah.
The property.
Really?
Because you.
I'm what?
No one likes
I'm
y'all.
what?
You blame
I'm what? No, I don't blame nobody. I should not have been out of
Yeah,
town.
you did. You shouldn't have.
No, I didn't. I was trying to provide.
I was trying to provide. I told you.
I was trying to provide. I even
told you.
provided for you. You didn't. Yeah, I did.
Provide.
Yeah, I did. I didn't pay for your family, your entire family.
I didn't ask you. I got
Your
text.
entire
I told
family.
you
Keep
not
recording.
to.
Don't take my phone.
Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Good,
Yeah,
you were
okay,
wrong.
all this on social
You were wrong.
media.
I begged you to help. I begged you to help. Put that on social media. I begged you to help.
Oh yeah, and I
I
got
begged
text
you to
where
help.
I text you.
I said, hey, Michelle, please get the
Yeah,
kids.
you're a liar.
Take them. I'll give you
Oh, you're a
$300 a
liar.
week.
Well, I'm about to put it.
I'm
all
a liar.
I'm about to put.
I'm a liar.
I'm about to put it all over.
Good. Good,
All
because
over.
you're awful to say you're going to put a
liar.
memorial. My baby's
You're a
not
liar.
dead.
You are a liar.
My baby's
You
not
are a
dead.
liar.
My baby's not
You are
dead.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, you are.
You are.
My baby's not dead. I thought you
I
was a
didn't
woman of
say
God.
that.
I thought you were a woman of God.
I am.
You got Quentin? Do you?
Somebody in the chat said the grandma's a real winner. She already has a son in prison for life for murder. Wow. Now, I don't know that to be a fact. I know somebody in the chat typed that in there. I'm just reading what you wrote. I don't know if that's true or not. Wow. If that's true, then it kind of makes you question the DNA, especially after you see the bad behavior of the grandmother. See what I'm saying? When I say the apple don't fall too far from the tree,
I don't have Quentin. You're the one
Maybe
that
you
said
do.
me.
Maybe you do. You got him.
Okay.
You got him.
Well, I'm about to call the police.
You're the only one that can go in my house and take him. Your kids go in my house and take him all the time.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
We did not go in her house.
Oh, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, maybe we need to look at some green cars.
Yeah, we did.
damn, so they just drive on the grass like that? They just pull up.
We did.
She's gonna put a memorial up in her yard. Quentin's not dead.
I didn't put a memorial.
He's not dead.
No one said he was.
Yo, they walked. They didn't even drive over there. They walked all the way down there. Somebody said grandma has a lengthy background. Really? Huh. How do y'all know all of this? Because I know they didn't name the grandma as a suspect, so I wasn't really trying to look into, her background or anything like that. So I have to just take y'all word for it. I don't know that, though. Damn.
Yeah, Mike and Dawn, that's right. Of course, this started as a scramble to find a missing toddler. It's since turned into an extensive investigation.
Y'all do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up, please.
And search. Here's how we got to this point. Quentin's mom reported him missing around 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, October 5th from their home on Buckhalter Road. She told police her boyfriend was the last person to see him around 6 that morning. They say he was wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. It sparked an extensive search involving multiple agencies. On Thursday, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley confirmed police had obtained a search warrant for Quentin's grandmother's home where the family was living. That's when grandmother Billy Howell told WTOC she recently filed to evict Quentin's mom and the boyfriend, and that Quentin's mom called off his babysitter the morning he went missing. Howell, who was out of town at the time for work, has custody of Quentin and his older sibling.
My mind has thought the worst, and it's prayed for the best, and it's
living. That's when grandmother Billy Howell told WTOC she recently filed to evict Quentin's mom and the boyfriend, and that
here's the part I want y'all to catch. The irony. The coincidence that the same day that the child went missing was the same day that she canceled the babysitter. That sounds methodical. The last thing you'd be thinking if your child is missing to be calling a freaking babysitter. Am I right or am I wrong? Shouldn't that be the last thing on your mind? Don't y'all think that's a little bit ironic? Coincidental?
called off his babysitter the morning he went missing. Howell, who was out of town at the time for work, has custody of Quentin and his older sibling, Quentin's mom and the boyfriend, and that Quentin's mom called off his babysitter the morning he went missing. Grandmother Billy Howell told WTOC she recently filed to evict Quentin's mom and the boyfriend, and that Quentin's mom called off his babysitter the morning he went missing. Howell, who was out of town at the time for work, has custody of Quentin and his older sibling.
My mind has thought the worst, and it's prayed for the best, and it's, you know, I couldn't imagine that she would hurt one of her kids, but I can't say the thought hasn't went through my mind 100,000 times.
On Friday, Chatham County Police released a tip hotline just for Quentin's case. The search continued. Chief Hadley said they did not suspect foul play. Fast forward to Monday, police searched the home again and drained the family's backyard pool. We also learned more than 40 FBI agents are assisting in this search. And on Tuesday, the department announced they had seized evidence they believed would help them move the case forward, and that a criminal investigation is on the table. WTOC Investigates also obtained records that shed light on a tense, divided home leading up to Quentin's disappearance. That included a domestic dispute last month and a court order for Quentin's mother to start paying his grandmother child support. That order came down exactly 1 week before she reported Quentin missing.
Here's what's crazy about that. How do you charge somebody child support that's still living under your roof? Maybe some of you guys can explain that to me, but that I totally didn't get from the moment I read it. How do you charge somebody that lives in your home? Could you imagine if a woman and a man have a child, they live in the house together, they decide, I don't like you, I don't like, they don't like each other, and she goes down and files child support on the man that's still living in the house with her? You usually do that when you separate households, right? I don't understand. That just doesn't make sense. None of this makes any sense. All these people sound dumb.
And of course, Mike and Dawn, that's.
Leilani Simon is named the prime suspect in this case. So why haven't police made an arrest? Our Brooke Butler spoke to a legal analyst. She joins us live now from our newsroom. And Brooke, he gave you some insight as to why.
Yeah, Riley. He said there's a good chance police are being very strategic in the way they're going about handling this case.
The fact that she's not been arrested, at least not yet, tells me that they are working very carefully to cross their T's and dot all of their I's.
Police have yet to arrest Leilani Simon in the disappearance of her 20-month-old son, despite naming her the prime suspect. Legal analyst Philip Holloway says the reason she's free may have to do with the fact police haven't found her son's body yet.
They need to find the remains if they can, because even though it's not required to have a body to prosecute a murder under Georgia law, it is always better if they can identify a cause and manner of death.
He says police may also just be making sure their case is rock solid before moving forward with an arrest.
If they make mistakes now, that could actually jeopardize the long-term success of a prosecution where they have to prove somebody's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
And we should note, Chief Adley told reporters Thursday they don't believe Simon is a flight risk. Holloway says that means she may not have the means to travel, or it could mean investigators have taken steps to ensure she won't go anywhere.
It's possible that they have maybe taken passports and things that would prevent someone's ability to leave. So they've got their reasons for deciding that she's not a flight risk.
At the end of the day, Holloway says, from a legal standpoint, what police are doing now could help prosecutors should this ever go to trial.
They know that a prosecutor is going to have to get into court at some point in the future and prove this case to a jury's satisfaction beyond a reasonable doubt.
And Brooke, how unusual is it that police would name Leilani Simon the prime suspect but not arrest her?
Riley, Holloway says it's definitely not common. He says the tendency nowadays is to instead call someone a person of interest. To say Simon is the prime suspect tells him that police must have strong suspicion against her, Riley.
And here's what worries me. Here's what worries me. Strong suspicion, right? Strong suspicion, but guess what also still hangs in the balance? Somebody in the chat said it, thank you. You don't need a passport to flee. What they're saying. Let me just ask y'all. So let me ask my white audience. So let me ask some of you white people a question. So black people, I don't want y'all to answer this. Let me let some white people answer this if you guys are out there. If you're white, then you can answer this question for me. Doesn't this seem, I got to use a big word. I got to use one of my $5 words. Like this is preferential treatment? Because maybe they can relate to her. Maybe they look at this like this, she's a part of their race, and we you know, if this were my kid, I know my kid wouldn't run, you know, like that type of thing. You know, like just like I'm familiar with black folks and their behaviors, which is why I call it out. Then in a situation like that, or they're just saying that they feel more comfortable that she's white and they don't think that she's gonna run off. She doesn't have a license. She's not gonna flee. She doesn't even have a passport. Where's she gonna go? Think she's gonna go to Puerto Rico? I think not. I don't understand how you could even I'd rather you just not, like, police officers should be smarter than that, but they got asked the question and they had to answer it. We don't think she's a flight risk. You're being accused and people believe that you are guilty of a murder of a baby. To me, that's called a perfect storm. That's a recipe for disaster. The other thing that you also have, which is my other part of my question, keep in mind, she had more than just this one kid. There's another kid. Now, what if she turns around and does something to that other kid too? See what I'm saying? That doesn't make you a risk. You're not afraid of her doing something to the other kid. Or you're not afraid of her doing something to her boyfriend. Maybe he's going to snitch on her. Maybe he was an accomplice. What about grandma? You don't think that that grandma tried to evict them? You don't think that her life might be at risk? Huh. Okay. Look, y'all know I generally don't pull the race card at all. I pulled it, twice just this month in 2 different stories, which I think actually were indicative of race-related decisions. The woman who took the child and threw that baby off of the pier in the lake in Michigan. That was race-related, in my opinion. For the police in this situation, not all situations, but this particular situation, to say she's harmless and I don't think she's a flight risk, I think that that's total BS. Like Nick Saban would say. I think that's complete BS. Y'all saying, I thought she had 3 kids. I don't know how many kids she got. She shouldn't have any at all. She's getting evicted from the only place that they listed that she was living. So why would she not be a risk? She's going to have to go somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, but let me know what you guys think about this story. It's not going to have a good ending, and here's why. Because the FBI and police have come out and said that they believe that this child is deceased. I seriously, seriously doubt, and I've never seen a situation where they come out and say that the child they believe is dead without having a body, without having some very, very strong evidence pointing towards that. Okay, so yeah, just like somebody said in the chat, this is going to be a very, very interesting trial. Okay, but make sure you guys tune in. I'm pretty sure we will do an update to this at some point. Like, share, subscribe to the AFC podcast, and I'll give y'all my real opinions about all this stuff. Y'all know I'm always keep it real. All right, hit that thumbs up on the way out. Thank you. We're moving on to story number 2. And the looks like the internet is still working over here, so I think that's a good thing. I got to remember to put this thing back on 720 because I just don't trust this thing streaming in 1080p. But for some of y'all are going to get a much better looking stream, so it's a good thing, but I just don't know how long it's going to last. So channel members and moderators, if y'all would, please let the people know that we are moving on to story number 2 out of 5. So we're going to talk about 5 stories tonight. And this one is out of California, Merced County. Wild, wild story. Of course, these are going to be the 2 title stories that were featured in the thumbnail, so that way you guys can keep up a little bit easier. And then we'll have 3 more to talk about right after that. Excuse me. So bear with me while I get this pulled up. If you guys are listening to the sound of my voice, if you've already clicked the thumbs up, I want to thank you. For those who were able to donate and contribute and show some love to the show, let me say thank you to Yvonne J, to Ashley, to Naya also, and also to Cynthia R, last name M. Said, I know it's not much, but I hope it helps, and it absolutely is plenty, and I thank you for giving from the heart, and I truly appreciate that. For everybody else, those links are in the description box. If you want to show some love, I will make sure and shout you out. Don't ever think that what you're saying is not enough, man. Anything that you're saying is truly a blessing, okay? So if you want to be a blessing, feel free to do it. I'd be more than honored. Let me get this. Wait a minute. Am I in the right section video? I wasn't, but now I am. Here we go. It's a beautiful little baby right there. And the story ends very tragically with this situation. And I just don't understand how people can get to a point to where they feel the need to do this. Like, it's just totally unnecessary, uncalled for. It's heinous. And sometimes just certain people just don't need to be let out of jail and be given a second chance. for situations like this, and I hope you guys understand, I'm going to give you some details that are probably going to rock you to the core. For those who've never been here before, you might find my content controversial or offensive. My information is coming from credible sources, which this story is coming from mercedsunstar.com. So thank you for the article. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale to make sure that this doesn't happen to somebody else. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. Just in case if you want to act like you don't know what's happening over here. So Merced County, California takes yet another L. Crazy story. So, a 48-year-old man is currently in custody in connection with the kidnapping of a family reported Monday at a Highway 59 business just south of Merced, and I think that's out of California, according to Merced County Sheriff's Office. Let me see if I can get the first individual, because I'm going to get a little bit confused here. This is one of two people that are accused of this. His name, let's back this up, is Jesus Manuel Salgado, who's 48 years old. And I know it's Jesus, I'm joking. Jesus Manuel Salgado, 48 years old, was identified, and I want y'all to notice, tattoos all on the neck. Told y'all about people with face tattoos. Was identified as a person of interest in an investigation into the disappearance of an 8-month-old baby by the name of Arui Derry. And I know I didn't say that name right. It's Aroohi. Aroohi, which is let me see if I can back it up just for a second. That's the baby right there. Aroohi Derry, 8 months old. Also her parents. See if I can get them up there. Jasleen Kaur, who's 27 years old. Jasdeep Singh, 36 years old. And her uncle, Amandeep Singh, 39 years old. And I'm sure I didn't say those names exactly correct, so y'all just bear with me. Detectives received information that one of the victim's ATM cards was used at an ATM located at a bank in the city of Atwater, according to a news release by the Merced County Sheriff's Office. Prior to law enforcement involvement, Salgado attempted to take his own life, so he was trying to take the coward's way out. Salgado is now receiving medical attention and in critical condition. Once y'all find out what these dudes did, you won't feel bad for him at all. But I hope he survives so that he can be exposed by way of the law and do his due diligence and end up doing life in prison. He deserves it. The Sheriff's Office, with the help of several law enforcement agencies, continue to actively look for all 4 kidnapped victims who have not been located. Merced County Sheriff's detectives received information that one of the victims' ATM cards was used in Atwater in the early morning hours on Tuesday. Investigators obtained a surveillance photo of a subject making a bank transaction, and the person was similar in appearance to a surveillance photo from the original kidnapping scene. Here's a little bit of background. At approximately noon, working in conjunction with law enforcement partners, the Sheriff's Office received information that identified Salgado as a person of interest in the investigation. And you guys can see that there's somebody that's zip-tied right there. They're walking them out, hands are zip-tied behind their backs. This is just something that feels like it came out of a movie. Like, this don't even feel real. Like, are people really doing stuff like this? Kidnapping, extortion, execution? I'm sorry, this just don't seem like life, man. I know it's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there, but when I read this story, it just didn't feel real. It's just terrible. Investigators say that the discovery of the burning truck, so here's what happened. I don't know if they're going to say this or not, but they basically went to these people's business. They threatened them with guns, zip-tied them, walked them outside with their hands behind their back, put them in the back of a truck, and took them to go do God knows what. According to a sheriff's news release at 11:39 a.m., Monday, firefighters with Cal Fire's Madera Mariposa Merced unit were dispatched to, I don't know why they didn't just say firefighters or something, I don't know, were dispatched to the Bucat Road and Oakdale Road in Winton after a black 2020 Dodge Ram truck was reported on fire. California Highway Patrol officers arrived at around 12:35 p.m. and requested help from the Merced Police Department to contact the truck's registered owner, Amandeep Singh, who was one of the family members that was in the picture, the group picture. Merced police arrived at the residence, but they were unable to reach Amandeep Singh. They did reach family members related to him. After family members were unable to reach the victims, the four were reported missing to the Merced County Sheriff's Office. Deputies then responded to the business on South Highway 59 and determined that four family members had been kidnapped, because they got surveillance video, and you guys will see some of those screenshots here, on South Highway 59, and determined the four family members had been kidnapped. The sheriff's detectives believe the family members were kidnapped at gunpoint from the business in the 800 block of South Highway 59. No motive was released. I repeat, no motive has been released. But I think the news stations actually gave a motive, which I think they tried to confirm this, and I'll give you that here in just a second. But deputies are asking for anybody with information about the kidnapping to call 209-385-7547. Tips are confidential, and you can remain anonymous. I don't know why you would even want to remain anonymous when you got people like this running around your neighborhood. I'd be wanting to tell it on them real quick. And I think everybody should be more like that. You ought to want to get the trash out of your community. You understand? When I heard this, the first thing that popped in my head was money. This looks like an extortion and an execution over money. I think they said that. I'll play the news videos and let you hear it, but that's what I believe it is based on the information. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Now, of course, we always ask that you guys do us a small favor. We want to have one thumb up for everybody watching, so if you would, please click that thumbs up. What it does is it shares this video, lets more people know where to find it. We want to share this story so more people can join in on this discussion, okay? Here we go. Let's get it.
A tragic ending to the search for a family of four who was kidnapped in Merced County. Their bodies have now been found. Detectives are now trying to figure out a motive and whether the suspect had help. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell is live at the newsroom with the latest developments. Josh.
And David, this story continues to get worse. Our sister station KFSN learning the 8-month-old Aurora Derry was left in the orchard where her family was found dying from exposure.
8-month-old Arui Derry, seen here with her parents, 27-year-old mother Jasleen Kaur and 36-year-old father Jasdeep Singh, and the baby's uncle, 39-year-old Amandeep Singh, found dead Wednesday night in an orchard. They were kidnapped from their family's trucking business in Merced County in Northern California Monday. And our sister station KFSN has learned from a family spokesperson that the suspect used to drive for the family's company and that they had had a disagreement and parted ways. The spokesperson also said the baby died from exposure.
Very frustrating. Of course, we were working the case the entire time, hoping that we'd find them safe. But unfortunately, that was not the case. And through all the evidence that we gathered at this time, by the time we had actually received calls of the kidnapping, we believe that the killings have already taken place.
Chilling surveillance video released by the sheriff shows the kidnapping take place. The family emerges from their business with their hands zip-tied behind their backs, taken to a pickup truck. Hours later, that pickup truck found engulfed in flames. On Tuesday, authorities arrested 48-year-old Jesus Manuel Salgado, turned in by his own family. Before he was arrested, Salgado attempted to take his own life.
He's a native to the area as far as we know, and we do know that he had done something very similar in 2005. I believe that he had somebody else with him, and at least helping him do some of the things. As far as the homicide itself, we're going to let the evidence take us where it needs to take us, and as soon as we find out any different, but we're working the case, and we do believe that there was at least an accomplice to help with some of the things that had gone on during this event.
I'm just curious how much money for the death of this entire group of 4 people that were family. How much money was this worth? Couple million? 300-400 million? Like how much money was this company making? Or are you trying to tell me that these people probably robbed them of whatever money they had in their account? What, a few $1,000s? I think whatever amount that we're going to find out when it comes out in the court documents, nothing is worth their life. Nothing is worth breaking up a family over like this. Let alone what we believe to be ending all 4 of these people's lives over what amount of money. Like, it just ain't that damn serious. And some people are just pieces of crap, man. Just period.
The sheriff says at this time, the exact motive is unclear.
Evil has reared its ugly head, and we're here. And I've said it before, this guy's got a special place in hell. And I'm hoping that that's where he ends up.
Now, I like that he said that. Where have you guys heard somebody say that before? There's a special place in hell for people like that. How many times have I said that on my podcast? I know I didn't create the saying. I just think that I used it quite a bit on my podcast. I think that some of my videos went and they were shared with the world, and a lot of people have heard my words out there. When I used to say there's a special place in hell for child and baby murderers. You guys remember me popularizing that on my channel? I know I didn't create it, but it's just like when I said hashtag see something, say something, just popularized it. Popularized a statement that had already been out there. But I like the fact that he said that, and I definitely agree. He said there's a special place in hell. Come on, man. And they included the baby. I mean, the adults, there's nothing that makes what they did right to those adults, but adults are adults. At least they stand a chance to defend themselves. What was that 8-month-old baby supposed to do?
Tonight at 5, a second suspect is now behind bars in the killings of a Merced family of 4. The arrest was announced this morning by the Merced County Sheriff's Office. ABC 10's Kurt Rivera explains the suspect's connection to the family.
In custody in the Merced County Jail, Alberto Salgado. He was arrested for criminal conspiracy, accessory, and destroying evidence. He's the brother of Jesus Manuel Salgado. Jesus Salgado booked Thursday night and arrested for 4 counts of murder and 4 counts of kidnapping.
We know what we know. We know he did it, but now we got to convince 12 people that he did it.
Sheriff Vern Warnke believes money is the motive in the case, telling the Associated Press Salgado had a feud with the family and their trucking business. Salgado is a former employee who, according to the sheriff, quote, got pretty nasty in text messages or emails with the Singh family dating back a year.
It could have been anywhere from the money being owed to disrespect. There's something along those lines to have that motivation to come in here.
The sheriff says in 2005, Salgado had a similar beef with another former boss. According to the California Department of Corrections, he was convicted on first-degree robbery with a firearm, false imprisonment, and more. He was sentenced to 11 years. He was released on parole in 2015 and discharged from parole in 2018. He also received an 8-month sentence from Merced County for possession of a controlled substance.
I fully think that it's because of our lack of teeth in a judicial system that we have in this state that they're allowing the criminals to be more brazen and obviously more violent.
And you know, and that's wild that you can't even help your own family members. You can't give your own. He's got these big, huge felonies on his record that he's done prison time for.
And they're getting away with it.
That was our Kurt Rivera reporting. The Merced County District Attorney's at that same time.
Video, but you will be able to see from this a little bit of the surveillance video that they have. So it's a video of a video.
Towards the building. He's got this trash bag in his hand. As Jeep walks up to the building, we'll pause it, get a photo of our suspect. And he'll continue to walk up the ramp. He'll put down the trash bag, and you'll see right there, he pulls out a firearm. He then enters the business. Unfortunately, there's no cameras inside of the business, so we have no video surveillance inside. At 9/11, the back door opens. You'll see the suspect come out, and you'll see the firearm. And then it also appears that Jazz Deep and Almond Deep are zip tied behind their backs.
Now, as you guys can see here, they're walking them out zip tied. Man, that's just crazy. That's why I totally understand, man, when people just stay strapped. And this video is not good. I don't even know why they put this out. It's like you can barely see it.
Same suspect gets out of the vehicle, goes back inside the business.
That's a recording of a recording. I don't know. So, I'm going to just go ahead and skip that video. But here's my thing. It just really sucks the fact that, you know, you should be able to give a family member a job, especially if you have a company that you own, a legitimate business. And you ought to be able to take somebody who's had a rough life and trying to get their stuff together, or at least say that they're trying to get their stuff together, and say, here you go, you come work for my company, I'll cut you a check. And it just seems like no matter how much you try to help somebody, they're just going to be ungrateful. And it sounds like these people who were trying to extort these people, threaten these people, and probably ultimately took their lives were just flat out ungrateful. But I hope they do life in prison. I hope that all of the information comes out. But it's such a scary thing. It seems like it's only something you would see in movies. So y'all keep the rest of the family members in prayer. Just a real sad situation. R.I.P. to all of those souls, especially that 8-month-old baby, man. Just, the baby couldn't speak for herself, nor defend herself. Nothing she could have done. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. And we want to hear what you guys think about this true crime story, okay? Thank you. All right, now I can see that the stream is having some issues, but I don't know why. Let me see. Change this. No, I can't change that. Or can I? Maybe I can. Change that. Let me see if this might help some. Hold on, y'all. Put this down here. I don't know. That's about the best I can do, guys. Let's go ahead and keep this thing rocking. And we'll keep going. All right. So just bear with me. Even ladies and channel members, if you can hear the sound of my voice, can you let the channel members, if you can hear the sound of my voice, can you let the people know where we are at? Yep, and I see it's cutting out. Not much I can do about that right now. Not much I can do about that. This daycare massacre. I don't know if you guys heard about this. This was in Thailand. We don't often talk about Thailand, but when we do, boy, the situations are absolutely unreal. So this story is coming out of Thailand, and I don't normally do stories outside of the United States, but I thought this one was worth us talking about if you guys do not mind. That's okay with you. If you guys would do me a favor and click that thumbs up. Maybe it'll help actually fix this lagging internet. I don't really know what else I need to turn on or off. Can I keep going? Are we good? Yeah, I can see this thing. It's like in and out, in and out. It's really weird. Are we back? It is struggling. My download speed looks okay. The upload speed is struggling, and that's why I didn't want to be streaming in 1080p, and I really can't change it now. So I got to kind of leave it where it's at. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. Damn, it is not going to let me read this article? Seriously? Okay. Maybe I can read it from here. Oh, wow. You know what? I am not paying for this stupid ass article. That I'm not going to do. These people are horrible. Hold on, y'all. They think I'm about to pay for an article? Oh, but it said almost. All right, let's test it one more time. Lee Hellinger, sorrowful angel, accused of disconnecting from mobile devices, but it seems streaming is better on the TV. Okay. But I know it's not y'all. It's definitely on my end here. It's kind of going in and out. So let's go ahead and try to wrap this thing up here pretty quick. Anytime we talk about Thailand, it's always something wild. And I don't really talk about a lot of stories outside of the United States, but I felt like this was definitely worthy of talking about just because we've talked about things like the Uvalde, Texas tragedy and a lot of other different things, but this is just a different level of evil. So what I want to do here before I tell you guys about the story that actually happened in Thailand, I do need to give a disclaimer and also a warning for some of the images that might be disturbing as well. So I want to make sure you guys know about that. But you might find my content controversial or offensive. The information is coming from a credible source, which is the NewYorkTimes.com. So thank you for the article. This video commentary might have my personal opinions about the facts. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale to prevent tragedies like this going forward to children. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer and also the warning about the images, okay? So I don't want you guys to get freaked out by this. Thailand, Bangkok. During what was normally nap time at a daycare center around Thailand, a recently fired police officer, which is this jackass on my screen. A recently fired police officer armed with a handgun and a knife flew into a killing spree on Thursday that ended the lives of 36 people, including 24 children. 24 children. I don't think he should do it to anybody, but I think that's just a different level of a coward. You go fighting babies, beating up babies, stabbing children, and had a handgun on top of that. 24 of the 36 were babies, children. The youngest victim killed at the Child Development Center was 2 years old. A teacher who was 8 months pregnant was also slain. Dr. Surpong, the provincial health official, said that 24 children were among the 36 dead. That figure includes the gunman's son, who was found dead at a home along with the man's wife. Just don't get much dumber than this. The man who authorities said is responsible for Thursday's mass shooting at a daycare center was a former officer in the Royal Thai Police, the National Police Force. Panya Kamrab, whom the police identified as the gunman, was a former corporal who had been fired after being arrested with methamphetamine on him, according to the Royal Thai Police Department. So they found him with meth. Now, in the face, he might not look like a typical meth person, but looks can be deceiving. The force is the main enforcer of domestic laws, and its officers who carry firearms are trained in military-like fashion. Paul Chambers, a lecturer at the Nursing University in Thailand who studies Thai security forces, said on Thursday that Royal Thai Police members typically go through years of training, including for combat readiness. A corporal is one of the lowest ranks in the police, making Panya likely to be one of the people on the ground, he said. The specifics of Panya's role were not known. Many officers stationed on the Northeast, where the shooting took place, would focus on border security or drug enforcement, he said. Again, they say they found him with meth. Although Thailand recently moved to decriminalize marijuana, it has long sought to crack down on the drug trade. These particular police near the border have a very tough regimen of training, Mr. Chambers said. The Royal Thai Police Force is also comparable to the Thai military in terms of resources. It is a close second to the Army in terms of manpower and budget, they wrote in 2020. Let me see if I can skip to something a little more relevant to this. The government daycare, where the government killed more than 30 people on Thursday, including more than 20 children, is in a poor region of Thailand where most children of preschool age attend such facilities. The center, the Child Development Center, I can't even pronounce the name, in the northeastern province, is one of nearly 20,000 early childhood development centers that are operated by local authorities across the country, according to UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Agency. The centers are free. Let me repeat that. These are free, and they serve about 860,000 children ages 3 years old to 5 years old. That is just really, really sad. The gunman, identified as Panya Kamrab, 34 years of age, used a 9mm handgun and a knife to shoot and stab children at the Child Development Center, authorities said. Some of the children he attacked were as young as 2 years old. And I don't know why they're repeating so much of the same information in here. It's a really weird way that they did this in the New York Times website. But let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage. Here we go. Let's get it. Let me say thank you real quick because she's showing some love in the super chat. I want to say thank you, Stella Ella. Stella Ella. I like that name. Send in a super chat. So if you were listening to the sound of my voice, you sent in 2 super chats. I want to say thank you so much for contributing. I'm absolutely honored. And anybody else who wants to jump on board like her and donate, feel free. Links are in the description box, or you guys can send a super chat, which is in the chat link, okay? But thank you, Stella. Here we go. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys are watching this, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up and share this story. We can absolutely share it in the pain, just like a lot of people do worldwide when we go through stuff here in America, and we can share in their pain and the stuff that they're going through out there. Because like I say, especially with us having some tragedies that could have ended like this, the least we could do is empathize with Thailand, okay? Here we go. Let's get it. And to Stella, you say you don't know why I did your name like that. I'm assuming for Rihanna, my umbrella, Ella, Like, I thought that's what you were doing with your name. I like it, though. It's cool. Here we go. All right, here go the news videos. Let's get it.
Grief-stricken families are planning funerals for 24 children a day after an unthinkable school massacre in Thailand.
CBS 4's Ian Lee has more on this heartbreaking story.
Heartbroken relatives couldn't contain their agony after receiving the bodies of their children. Many laid flowers at the daycare center in Thailand, where authorities say an ex-police officer armed with guns and a knife murdered dozens of people. Most were young children taking naps, including 3-year-old Tejan. His aunt clutches his toy truck and stuffed animal as she tries to cope. She says his homeroom teacher came to apologize to me, saying there was nothing she could do to save the kids. This school worker says I held up my hands and begged for mercy. This woman lost her daughter, who was a teacher and 8 months pregnant. She says I knew my daughter wouldn't make it because I called and she didn't pick up her phone. The city morgue is filled with dozens of coffins as investigators try to find out what drove the attacker to do something so cruel. The 34-year-old man killed himself in the end, leaving grieving families only to wonder why. Ian Lee, CBS News.
And we begin this hour with new details on the horrific massacre at a daycare center in Thailand. At least 36 people killed, including 24 children, when a former policeman armed with a knife and several guns forced his way inside. A local hospital says the youngest victim was just 3 years old. The oldest was 69. Police say most of the children died from stab wounds. While the motive is not entirely clear, authorities say the attacker had been suspended from the police force earlier this year for drug possession and was in court Thursday on drug charges.
After inspecting the crime scene, we found that the perpetrator tried to break in, and he mainly used the knife to commit the crime by killing a number of small children, while a few survived. Then he got out and started killing anyone he met along the way with a gun or the knife until he got home. We surrounded the house, then found that he committed suicide in his home.
Relatives are gathering at the site of the massacre to remember their loved ones. Members of the Thai military in all white laid a wreath outside the nursery. And family members dressed in all black placed white roses on the doorstep. More now from CNN's Selena Wang.
A daycare center teacher describes the moment a former police officer storms the nursery, pulls a gun from his waist, and aims it at her face. More than 20 children killed during their lunchtime nap. A massacre inside a nursery in a small and peaceful town around 540 kilometers northeast of Bangkok. I didn't expect he would also kill the kids, she says, describing how he repeatedly used a knife to kill the children and a pregnant teacher, who she says died inside the room. By a roadside, the body of a woman allegedly run down by the shooter as he drove away in his car. Officials identifying him as 34-year-old Panya Kamrab, a former police officer who had been fired and was in court earlier Thursday on a drug charge just hours before the shooting. Police said he went to the childcare center looking for his 2-year-old stepson. Discovering the boy was not there, the man began shooting and stabbing people at the nursery, later driving home to kill his wife and stepson before taking his own life. Ambulances and medical workers rushed to the nursery. Family members of the victims were weeping outside the building. Thailand's Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha wrote in a statement, "I would like to express my deepest condolences to the families and the injured. I've instructed the National Police Chief to quickly enforce the law and all concerned parties to give help and rehabilitate those who are affected urgently." The Prime Minister has ordered an urgent investigation into what is now the country's deadliest ever massacre carried out by a lone perpetrator. The country left in shock and horror. Selena Wang, CNN, Tokyo.
And CNN's Blake Essig is following developments live this hour from Tokyo. Blake, this is a pretty remote place. How is the community dealing with the horrors that played out?
You know, Michael, understandably, there's a sense of shock, sadness, and really profound disbelief after this peaceful, quiet province in northeastern Thailand is now believed to be the scene of Thailand's deadliest massacre ever carried out by a single person. Earlier today, as you mentioned earlier, mourners dressed in black lined up to lay white roses at the nursery where 23 out of the 24 kids inside at the time of the attack, at least one of them, as young as 3 years old, were attacked and killed by this attacker. A heartbreaking number of victims that one teacher who survived the massacre says could have actually been a lot worse. And that's because on a normal day, she says there are about 70 to 80 kids at this nursery, but because of heavy rains, along with the fact that many kids stayed home with older siblings who had a break from school, likely ended up saving a lot of lives.
By luck. That's wild.
Hundreds gathered in temples in northeast Thailand on Saturday, offering candles, toys and prayers to mark the lives of the mostly child victims of a gun and knife rampage that shocked the world. Over 30 people died in Thursday's attack when a former Bangkok police officer went on a rampage at a daycare centre in Uthai Sawan, including dowering Jamnognid's 2-year-old son Patarawat, nicknamed Captain after a famous actor. A toy dinosaur and a bottle of milk were placed on top of his coffin.
On the day of the incident, I didn't give him a call. I normally do that every morning. It was raining that day, and I was in a hurry to go to work, so I didn't call him. I didn't get to say a word to him. Every morning I would call him, and he would say, "I'm going to school now, Mum." I didn't get to talk to him.
Police identified the attacker as Panya Kamrap, a former police sergeant who is facing trial on a drugs charge. It was not clear if the gunman still used drugs, although police say his autopsy found no evidence of drug use at the time of his death. Authorities said after carrying out the massacre, he returned home and shot his wife and child before turning his weapon on himself. Police were seen questioning residents on Saturday near the home of the attacker. Shocked neighbours said he did not mingle much. Fuan Polieum lived just opposite Panya. She said she hid with her children when she heard gunshots, adding she had to cover her son's mouth so he would be quiet, as she was afraid they would be next. A spokesperson for Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha said on Saturday that he was concerned about trauma in the community. Thursday's attack was one of the world's worst recent child death tolls in a massacre by a single killer.
A community and a nation in mourning. A day after the vicious attack, grieving families came to a hall beside the daycare centre to try to make sense of this terrible tragedy and find out what happens next. The horror unfolded in a matter of moments. A former police officer wielding a shotgun, pistol and knife carried out the attack indiscriminately.
It all went down really fast. He was slashing. He didn't use the gun. He just kept slashing. It was all by knife.
The attacker, a 34-year-old father, forced his way into a locked room where children were sleeping. At least 23 children, some as young as 2 years old, were killed. Only one is said to have survived. For families who'd lost loved ones, there was only grief and bewilderment.
I already miss my son. I can't believe he's gone. I haven't seen his body yet.
I felt so sad. I fainted. I could not make any sense.
All of the injured victims are in good hands with the doctors at the hospital, but the most important thing is recovering their mental health and giving support to relatives of the victims.
The attacker has been named as 34-year-old Panya Kamrab. Police say he returned to his home after the attack, where he killed his wife and child and took his own life. The former police officer was sacked from the force in June over drug use. He'd attended a court hearing over methamphetamine dealing the morning of the attack. Police say motive will be the focus of their investigation, as well as their initial response.
We must learn lessons, how to control the scene and situation more quickly, and how better to respond.
Fortunately, yesterday this daycare centre wasn't nearly as busy as it usually is. Rain, widespread flooding and a broken down school bus kept most of the children away. There are normally 90 kids here every day. Yesterday, there were just 24. But regardless of whether their children were here yesterday or not, this entire community is hurting. Zoe Ford, ABC News, Utai Sawan.
Now, funerals have been taking place in Thailand for those who were killed, many of them children, when a former policeman went on a rampage at a nursery last week. As well as family members, Thailand's Prime Minister and members of his cabinet were also in attendance. A total of 37 people, including 23 children, were killed in an attack that has shocked the nation. Jonathan Head reports.
So many lives cut short, and so young. On the last day of these mass funerals, families prayed before the coffins of the victims for the last time. Sawani is saying goodbye to her granddaughter Model, who she'd brought up since she was a baby.
She always played like a boy. She could be quite rough. She used to climb on me or on her grandfather. She would make him fall over and then laugh at him. Like me, he loved her dearly.
It wasn't just children who died. 13 adults also lost their lives to the killer. Maliwan Lasopa was in the nursery with the children when it was attacked.
My daughter might not have enough education to help her reach the stars, but today she's like a hero. I'm so proud of her.
The king ordered that the funerals be given royal status, and a sacred flame was brought up from the palace in Bangkok for the cremations. Some of Thailand's most senior military, religious and political figures were here to demonstrate the rest of the country's solidarity with this small rural community.
This is a much grander funeral than they're used to around these parts, but families of the victims have told us it has brought them some comfort. But the shockingly cruel killing of so many young children
does leave troubling questions for Thailand. Was it drugs? Was it guns? Was it some other shortcoming in Thai society, or was it just a freak attack that no one could have stopped? The search for answers to these questions has only just started. People came from far away to join this final farewell in impressive numbers.
Let me go ahead and end that right there, because somebody in the chat actually expressed what my thought and what my sentiment was. If he would have did this in reverse order and took his own life first, we wouldn't even have all of this. If your life is that miserable, and I'm not condoning suicide or anything like that, but I think there should be some exceptions, and I think this would be one of those where if he would have done this in reverse order, then we wouldn't even be talking about this. He could have just ended his own little miserable life and just left everybody else alone. But to sit there and box those children in, those teachers, those women couldn't defend themselves against a gun and a knife. What would a baby supposed to do? And, you know, I want to express from the United States and Texas and the rest of the states over to Thailand, we send our thoughts and prayers and sincerest condolences to y'all. Such a sad situation, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. Thank you guys so much for listening to this particular story. Thank you. Can y'all hang with me for 2 more stories? I know y'all got to get up and go to work in a little bit. And we're going to wrap up. 2 more stories, guys. Real short. Before my internet completely stops working on me. So let's talk about this kidnapping story. This one actually ended in a positive fashion, which is really, really good, really, really fortunate, because I can almost guarantee you if this man would have got away with these kids, it would have ended real, real bad. There we go. Got to get my videos up here. If y'all would do me a favor and click that thumbs up. We're on story number 4 out of 5. So if you just got here, if you haven't clicked that thumbs up, share this stream. Maybe we can bring a couple more people in here before we wrap up. And again, for those who don't know, I will be in Miami this weekend. So if you're in the Florida area, especially if you're in the Miami area, hit me up, inbox me, email me. I'll let you know where I'm at. Love to meet some people. If we do have some people watching from Florida, I will be kind of in the building. So shout out, shout out, shout out. We're going to be getting our journey started here tomorrow, so I definitely need to try to get some rest and get prepared for that. But nonetheless, I did want to get my thoughts about 2 more stories, if y'all don't mind. If pictures could speak 1,000 words, when you look at that picture right there, let me back this up like a U-Haul truck. If you could look at this picture and say, what does this tell you about this story? I think that you wouldn't be wrong as far as looking at that and making a judgment call. But before we even get there, y'all know I got a little bit to say about this. Let me give you guys the fair usage real quick, or a disclaimer. Some of you might find my content controversial or offensive. The information is coming from credible sources, including police records, charges, news websites, and interviews, which I'm getting this one from CBS42.com, so thank you for the article. This video commentary is also going to contain my personal opinion about the facts of the story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale in hopes to preventing tragedies like this going forward to children. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. Now, let's talk about this man and that dumbfounded look on his face that I'm going to tell you. That's a scary looking face, if y'all understood what he did. So, Tampa, Florida. I don't know how close Tampa is. I don't think it's anywhere near Miami, but they're going to have to take the L. I will be out there this weekend in Florida. Hopefully I don't see nothing like this. 2 children were rescued only minutes after they were kidnapped in a carjacking on Monday, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Florida. Deputy Jonathan Alvarez was flagged down at around 6:40 p.m. on Monday while driving through Tampa by a man who said his truck had just been stolen with his 2 children inside. Now, I do have a video if you guys want to see this interaction. These are screenshots from it. That's gotta just break your heart to just know, like, what in the God green earth was this fool about to do with these kids? The Deputy Alvarez immediately chased after the man's 2011 white Chevy Silverado and, without losing sight of the truck, managed to perform a traffic stop within a few minutes. "Stop the truck now," he was on his radio screaming at the dude, ordered through his police cruiser speaker system. Alvarez's body camera shows one of the children saying, "That's not my dad," as he tells the driver to get out of the truck. And I'm going to have some choice words about how this goes down. Deputies say that the man behind the wheel is 37 years old, and his name is Kevin Smith, whose criminal history dates back to 2003 in Hillsborough County, almost 20 years. Also in the truck were the 2 children who were ages 4 years old and 8 years old. Alvarez approached the vehicle, which had stopped in a parking lot, and one of the children told the deputy, "This guy robbed my dad's car," according to sheriff's office. Smith was arrested without further incident. He faces 2 counts of felony kidnapping and 1 count of grand theft of a motor vehicle. The 2 children were not injured and safely returned to their father. The deputy added that Smith is currently incarcerated at the Falkenberg Road Jail without bond. This situation could have been a lot worse had it not been for the swift action taken by Deputy Alvarez. Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister said, "He halted what could have been an otherwise terrifying situation for any parent. Thanks to him, 2 children are safe in the arms of their loved ones today." What I want to do is I want to show y'all the video because I need y'all to have context before I say what I'm getting ready to say, because I'm sure some of y'all are going to get pissed off about what I'm about to say, all right? So before we get there, fair use. Let's go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. He does look kind of like Michael Myers. I'm glad somebody caught that in the chat. Here's what I want y'all to do. What I want you guys in the chat, first of all, to click that thumbs up. We want to have 1 thumb up for everybody watching. Super easy to do. It helps share this video so more people can see this. Simple thing to do. Just click that thumbs up, okay? I want y'all to look at this video. As you're watching it, tell me what you think when you see this. And I want to see if y'all draw the same conclusion that I drew. All right? Just want to throw that out there. I'm going to have some very, very choice words about how this interaction went. Here we go.
What's going on?
A sheriff's deputy was in the right place at the right time when a man flagged him down on the street claiming his vehicle with his 2 children inside had been stolen.
Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro.
Deputy Jonathan Pasmino Alvarez of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Florida found the vehicle and immediately pulled it over. That's when he confronted the suspect. Body cam shows the children were in the front seat and eager to be reunited with their dad.
Give me the car keys. Give me the car keys. I know where your dad is. I know where your dad is. I saw him running this way. Give me the car keys.
The suspect was reluctant to get out of the car, but the deputy patiently coaxed him out.
I'm not gonna punch you, bro. No, I promise you. I promise you.
Within a few minutes, 37-year-old Kevin Smith was in custody. He's charged with 2 counts of kidnapping and 1 count of grand theft of a motor vehicle. His bond was set at $202,000. The children were returned to their father unharmed. The sheriff's office used the opportunity to remind people to always take their keys and their children with them whenever they leave their vehicle.
Now, y'all saw how that went, right? I'm going to show you guys another video. I'm going to give you guys to type in the chat. I'm going to give you a chance to type. Let me know what you think about how this interaction went. Do you think the officer did what was appropriate? And I want you to also think about the wider scope about how most police officers deal with other situations when it comes to stolen cars and people screwing with folks' kids. Think about that. Next video.
The number of carjackings in cities across the country skyrocketing. In Chicago, that number has tripled over the last 3 years. And in Tampa, Florida, 2 children are now safe after a man stole a truck with a 4- and 8-year-old still inside. But a deputy caught that truck within minutes. Senior national correspondent Brian Inton is live in Miami. Brian, this is the second carjacking we've covered this week.
Yeah, it's getting really crazy, Nicole. The numbers are staggering, especially in some cities. But the situation in Florida with this carjacking from Monday is really, really scary because there were 2 little kids inside the car.
Stop the truck! Now!
This is how the terrifying ordeal for a 4- and 8-year-old started. A Hillsborough County, Florida sheriff's deputy is trying to pull over this stolen truck Monday with 2 innocent children inside.
Why are you doing with the kids? What's going on?
Investigators say Kevin Smith stole the truck with the kids inside. You can hear one of the children talking to the deputy.
D's not your car? Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro. Okay, step out of the car. Help me out here.
For a tense minute and a half, Smith won't get out of the truck. You see the kids in the passenger seat. But Deputy Pazmino Alvarez manages to keep things calm and eventually gets the accused carjacker out of the truck.
Stay here. I need to figure out what's going on. That's all.
The sheriff says things could have been much, much worse if Deputy Alvarez hadn't taken such swift action. Carjacking stats can be hard to track because they sometimes get mixed in with other crime statistics like auto theft, which increased 16% in 2021.
Brazen, bold, heinous.
A pastor was gunned down in a carjacking outside her home in Memphis. A thief runs up a driveway with a weapon in New Orleans. And an Atlanta mother of 3 was tossed out of her car and run over with it, captured on her own Ring camera. Police departments nationwide are reporting an increase in carjackings. In Chicago, motor vehicle theft is up 76% year to date, and they have 40 police officers on a carjacking task force. Thankfully for the kids in this truck, a hero deputy stepped in just in time. It really is hard to wrap your mind around some of the stats in Chicago. 76% up from last year. So there are so many more.
If y'all live in Chicago, if you're good law-abiding citizens, y'all remember that Jordan Peele movie? What was it called? Get Out. Jesus. 76%. Do you know how high that is? So all you can do is just... Let me show you guys this one more time. Let's look at this again. And then I'm going to give you a comparative video. And this is why I don't really look, I am not one of those people that are against the police. I think most people understand that. I'm a proponent for police. I'm for policing and for proper training and following the freaking law. I've gotten more strong in my stance when it comes to that. I've grown over the years trying to become a better person. But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to let y'all watch this one more time, and then I'm going to show you a completely different situation, which leads me to be confused about what the hell are they training these police? This is an indictment on the police yet again. I'm not one of those people that are saying defund the police. I think that's stupid. I think they need more funding. They need to be refunded. They just need to be trained properly. Look at this again. Y'all tell me, did he handle this correctly? And then I'm going to show you a video of a police officer that I thought went way too far.
Why are you doing with the kids? What's going on?
An alleged kidnapper caught on camera as Florida officers make a quick rescue of 2 young children.
All right, step out of the car.
No, it's not like that.
Step out of the car, bro.
It happened on October 10th in Hillsborough County, Florida. Just before 7 o'clock that evening, Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez was flagged down by a distressed father.
I know where your dad is. I saw him running this way.
The man told the officer his children, ages 4 and 8, were taken when someone stole his truck. Just minutes later, Deputy Pazmino Alvarez got eyes on the vehicle.
Stop the truck! Now! Pull into the parking lot!
When the truck pulled over, the deputy began asking questions.
These not your car? Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro. Okay, step out of the car. Help me out here.
The suspect, later identified as 37-year-old Kevin Smith, continued to tell the...
I want y'all to look at the police officer's hands. Let me back it up just a hair. I want you guys to look at his hands. Look at the police officer. We're looking at his body cam. Look at his hands. Tell me what is in his hands. What is in his hands? He's already heard that the kid said, "That's not my dad," which he then reached for the door, opened the door, and said, "Step out of the car." So at this point, you know it's time to get this asshole out of this truck. Nothing in his hands. At this point, you know something is wrong because you opened the door. He didn't open the door. What's in his hands? This man is in a situation where you know something is wrong. What's in his hands? I want y'all to remember all of the situations, no matter whether it be with them dealing with black people, white people, Mexican people, Asian people, any people. How about just men, period? Because it usually doesn't happen to women in general. There's usually a man thing. Men are usually viewed as a threat, especially when you find them and you've caught them red-handed and that was your red flag. This kids are saying, "That's not my dad." Red flag, sir. So we got it on tape. Nothing in hand. No gun, no taser. I want y'all to freaking remember that. And remember, please, I'm not the one against police. I'm for police, not against. Let's watch.
7-year-old Kevin Smith continued to tell the deputy, quote, "It's not me."
Are you gonna step out? I cannot let you. Give me the car keys. Give me the car keys.
Want y'all to listen. How many times did he give this man instruction that he didn't follow? Multiple times. When the dude, he actually tried to pull the dude out of the car, and the dude resisted him and pulled back. That's on video. That's on video. I've seen that happen plenty of times, and it got violent real quick. The police got aggressive real quick. But not here, though. Just curious as to why. Kids are involved.
Body cam footage captures one of the children saying the suspect is not his father as the officer attempts to take the man into custody.
Is this?
Yeah.
All right, step out of the car.
No, it's not like that.
Step out of the car, bro. Step out of the car. Come on. Step out.
And he pulls back right there on camera. The second he pulls back, if nothing else, let me maybe some of y'all didn't see that. Let me show you this again. He tried to pull him out. He had him about a fourth of the way out, and he pulled himself back into the truck.
All right, step out of the car.
No, it's not like that.
Step out of the car, bro.
He's a fourth out right there. Watch him pull himself back in.
Step out of the car.
Right there. About a fourth out. Watch him pull himself back.
Step out of the car.
Now he's back in. That's resisting by the letter of the law, is it not?
Smith was arrested on the scene and later charged with grand theft motor vehicle and 2 counts of felony kidnapping. The children were not injured in the incident and were safely returned to their father.
Now, in the police's eyes, they look at this and say, we got him in custody without incident, right? Well, that's fine. If you're going to treat everybody like this in these situations, fine, but I think there should be a standard. And there's not a cookie cutter method. Every situation is going to be different. But I know this ain't got nothing to do with this story in particular, but I'm just real curious. If you watch this video, I thought police officers, my bad, should at least share a similar mindset when it comes to enforcing the law, right or wrong. Look at this and tell me, why did this deserve this treatment and that man who had somebody else's kids, who stole those kids, didn't get no rough treatment at all? He didn't even get a taser after resisting the officer. Keeping the keys in the truck, could have threw that thing in gear, drove off, could have did anything.
San Antonio police officer has been fired after shooting an unarmed teenager. It was caught on camera, and we should note that the teenager was wounded, but is expected to survive. Here it is.
I want y'all to look at this. This kid was having a burger in a parking lot where he bought the burger and got shot multiple times. He didn't steal the car. He didn't steal the burger. He didn't steal any money. And he didn't steal anybody's children. No taser, got bullets up his ass. Watch this.
San Antonio PD released this video from last Sunday of the officer firing at the teen's car, basically at point-blank range. The officer claimed the teen hit him with his car, but the body cam video appears to show that did not happen. The teen was taken to the hospital in critical condition and is reportedly now stable. The fired officer could still face criminal charges.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC.
And that wasn't even the best video of that. Let me see if I can find a little bit better video than that one. That one was a little bit shorter, but I think y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Let me just skip it. I think y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. I just find that weird how a kid eating a burger, a young man, I should say, he's driving, so he's a young man, eating a burger and gets a bullet in the ass. For what law he broke? And here's what's crazy. They actually tried to charge that kid with breaking the law. Said he hit, the kid ran over the officer with the car, hit him with the door, fled from him, and all kind of other stuff. They ended up dropping the charges. All of the charges. Dropped them. They're saying he did nothing wrong. But the police officer got fired. Did that deem a bullet in the ass if he didn't do nothing wrong? But you have this man who did everything. Everything, like Cat Williams would say. This man did everything wrong. He stole a truck. He stole a truck that didn't belong to him with somebody's children inside the truck. He then evaded the police. He then resisted arrest. He then defied orders of the police officer. Not only did you see the police officer's hands were visible with nothing in them to disable this threat, because this man is a threat. They didn't have a taser, nor a gun in hand to allegedly protect themselves in this highly dangerous situation when you had a red flag and you knew something was wrong. Why did he open the door? Because he heard the kids say, "This ain't my dad. Truck stolen. Oh, crap. Gotta get this man." He has no shoes on. Why he ain't got no damn shoes on? I could ask, why did he steal the man's truck and steal the man's kids? What was he getting ready to do to these kids? Huh? And once the dude pulled against this man, and come on now, we have people who have law enforcement in their family, or maybe you've been involved with law enforcement at some point in time. And this ain't even a little dude. Let me throw that out there. Let me back this up real quick. That dude looked like a strong crackhead. Look at him. That's not a small man. He's got crackhead strength. You could see it in his forearms. That dude looked like he would chew through a fence. This man looks like he would jump in front of a train to see if he could beat it passing by. Right? This is the type of dude that you would find creeping around in your attic. This is the type of dude that will be crawling around a sewer, seeing if he could find the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and help them find Master Splinter. Shall I keep going? This is one of the type of, let me stop. Let me stop. This dude literally looks like he mud wrestles with warthogs. Walking Dead looking ass. Thank you. Oh, mutated character looking ass. That is not a small, with all jokes aside, that is not a little bitty tiny dude. And he looks strong, and you notice the officer got some pretty big forearms. He pulled the dude, and the dude was strong enough with one arm to pull himself back into the vehicle, but he don't even get a taser. Once he pulls back from you, once you engage him with physical contact, that should have let you know he was a threat at that point. Am I saying that Forrest Gump on crack should have gotten a taser? Yes, I am. Am I saying he should have got shot? No, I'm not, because the kids are right there. Taser? Yes. Gun? No. But here's what I don't understand. When this man clearly presents a threat, and this, like I said, I'm just confused because we don't apply this properly across the board with law enforcement. There are too many times when I see police officers draw guns in situations that don't deserve it. Like the boy eating a freaking dollar menu hamburger and get bullets shot in his asshole. That didn't deserve a gun. That didn't even deserve a taser. That didn't even deserve a conversation. Huh? It didn't deserve a gun. It didn't deserve a taser. It didn't deserve a conversation. It didn't deserve for police to put his lights on. It didn't even concern him as far as why you would even give a fuck about he's out there eating a goddamn $1.15 cheeseburger. He didn't even have enough money to get no fries. He got a cup of water in there. But he gonna be rich as shit though, because he gonna sue the whole hell out of that police department. And he's gonna deserve every dime that he get. If I was him, I would get a lawyer and file a $2.5 billion lawsuit. Of course they don't have $2 billion. Sue them anyway. Maximize generational wealth, right? Off of the backs of the taxpayers. Why not? You don't deserve to get shot just because you wanted to eat unhealthy. But this man, who may or may not deserve a bullet in his ass, who, in my opinion, appears to be a career criminal, a career fuck up, a person who is not a law-abiding citizen, stealing trucks and kidnapping children, don't get a bullet in the ass, let alone a taser. They get a fair talking to. They get all the chances in the world. Then you handcuff him and take him in without incident. I mean, you could have, I don't know. Where's Rodney King when you need him? I'm pretty sure Rodney King be like, why did I get this treatment, but he gets this? The standard is just, it's not a lot of standard there. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Of course, I had a lot of thoughts about this. I'm going to refrain from going any deeper into what maybe I might be thinking. But I think that this dude is not going to change. He's not going to get any better. He's going to be looking for his next hit as soon as he gets out of jail. So what's the point of him being able to get out of jail? I think a life sentence would probably suit him best. Stealing on people's kids and trucks. Let me know what you guys think about the comment section about this story, okay? Thank you. Now, do y'all feel a little heat coming off this screen? Is it getting a little hot in here, y'all? I got a little fired up with that story. That's why I want to talk about that one, because I just thought it was just flat out ridiculous. And I had something to compare it to. Y'all want to talk about more ridiculousness? Here's my last story, and we're going to wrap up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is story number 5 out of 5. Moderators, channel members, can y'all post in the chat and let them know this is where we're going to wrap up tonight? Last story. Last story. Last story. 5 out of 5. Yeah, I mean, just, you don't know what was going to happen to them kids. That was probably like a 2-for-1 situation where he's like, I got a truck and the kids and I could go do whatever. I don't know. It's just scary to even have to think about that. So this is story number 5 out of 5. They call me B. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Yes, I just got a message. Oh. Well, you might have missed that one, pimpin'. When I invite people to stuff, shoot, you got to pull up when I invite you, man. Might not be a tomorrow. Might not be a next time. I said might not be a tomorrow. Might not be a next time. That didn't even sound right. But nonetheless. Again, for those who were able to donate, let me say thank you, Cynthia, Tanea, Ashley, and Yvonne. And then also thank you for, we had a couple of people donate in the super chat. If you guys want to show some love before we end the stream, feel free to do so. You could even do it throughout the weekend or even when we do our premieres. I actually will write y'all back a message if you show some love that way, especially on PayPal. I could actually respond on Venmo and PayPal with a nice little message and we can kind of interact back and forth. So I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to send me a quick message that way because that I will see it immediately. Let's talk about this. I don't know what in the Ben and Jerry's is going on in this world, but stupid just doesn't get this level of stupid with this particular story. And of course, I'm referring to the story, the situation. You're not going to believe it. We're going to keep this relatively short, so I know you guys got things to do. But I do want to talk about this situation and the individual that you see on my screen. But before I start to be disparaging about this individual, let me give you guys the fair usage so you'll know what you're getting into. You might find my content controversial or offensive. The information is coming from credible sources, and this one is coming from CBSnews.com. So thank you for the article. This commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And now I'm going to talk about this woman and why would I crack on her looks? Why would I crack on this Ben & Jerry's tie-dye shirt that she has on? And you know, ice cream is also a very unhealthy thing to eat. It causes a lot of mucus and stuff like that in your body. And it looks like this woman is full of mucus. She looks like one of those little mucus monsters. Like she damn near looks like the Mucinex monster, let alone a mucus monster. I don't know why this woman is shaped like that, but I'm going to tell you. It's got to be a hard knock life out here for us. And here's what I naturally thought. Before we even get into the story, I'm going to tell y'all, and if I could be real and just say this, y'all going to think I'm crazy for saying this. I thought most women believed that men would sleep with anything and everything, right? Men are dogs. If you give a man a chance to get some sex, he'll take it. He don't care what it looked like, where it's been, who's had it, how ripped up it is. As long as it's got a pulse, he'll take it, right? That's the way most men are. Ain't that right, ladies? Why would I bring that up? Because then I look at this situation, and this woman is not the most unattractive person I've ever seen. She's not. She's pretty big unattractive woman, but I've seen worse. We've definitely seen worse. Let me not do that. Y'all can just go back and look on the channel and see some of the some of the thumbnails of some of those people that I've posted on my channel that look worse than her. But here's the crazy part. What this woman stole these children for confuses me, because I just can't imagine a person being that damn desperate that you can't fulfill your needs with a consenting grown male adult, knowing that most men will sleep with anything and everything. Even some of the most unattractive women on a scale of 1 to 10, if they were about a 0.5, can still get a man that try to holler at them. Ladies, am I right or am I wrong? Let me tell y'all why I say all of this, why I'm cracking on her. Police have arrested this woman suspected of an attempted kidnapping and approaching middle school and high school age children in Berkeley, according to the department by way of Thursday. The first 2 incidents, and there were 4 incidents in total that they estimate. The first 2 incidents happened on August the 29th at about 5:30 p.m. This woman, looking wider than the damn thumbnail, the suspect twice approached a 14-year-old boy, 2 times, working in his front yard in the 2200 block of Jefferson Avenue near Alston Way, and attempted to shake his hand. About a half hour later, the suspect approached a 13-year-old girl walking in the area of Alston Way and McKinley Avenue, about 4 blocks east of the first incident. On September the 14th, the suspect approached a 15-year-old boy in the area of Alston Way and Grant Street, so around the same area, and a block west of the previous incident, and attempted to entice him towards her vehicle. 6 days later, at around 5:30 p.m., this woman, and I use that term loosely, this woman approached the suspect, a 12-year-old boy riding his scooter. He's riding a scooter, ma'am, in the area of Sacramento Street and Addison Street, about 2 blocks west of the first incident. Investigators credited information from an alert witness in determining the suspect's identity, and on September the 30th, an arrest warrant was issued for 36-year-old Berkeley resident Dominique. I have her last name. Let me see if I can get it up. You can see all of these things are around the same area. This individual's name is, let me see if I can I refresh this? I need her last name. I thought I had it here. Hold on. I could have swore I had her last name. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Dominique Walker. I do. I don't know why my pictures are acting up today. Hold on. Can I get them up here? Nope. Maybe I can drag it onto the screen. How about that? There we go. So maybe my pictures won't work. A little bit of a glitch. That is Dominique Walker. 36 years old. That's a hard-ass 36 years. They arrested her for attempted kidnapping and 3 counts of annoying / molesting a child. I didn't even know annoying a child was a crime, but I'm glad it is. So fine. I'm with that. On Wednesday, officers arrested the suspect as she was driving in the area of North Berkeley BART station. Police said in an initial news release about the incident, 2 more victims have come forward. So this is this bride's MO. Her mission objective is to get her an underage child. I will never understand this. I will never be okay with this. And I think people that would do stuff like this are the worst people ever. That's just as bad as attempting to murder or abuse a baby. Robbing a child of their innocence. Do you guys agree with that? Isn't that disgusting? Let alone thinking about Ben & Jerry ice cream. I don't even want no more damn ice cream, let alone Ben & Jerry's. I'm not going to even support it just because Ben & Jerry apparently gave this woman a t-shirt. They had to custom make this damn t-shirt. You see how big she is? Good Lord, man. She don't even fit on my damn screen properly. Let me give you guys the fair usage before I get kicked off of YouTube. Let's go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And here's what I want you guys to think about. If you guys would do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. We want to have 1 thumb up for everybody watching. So if you would, please click that thumbs up. And let me explain something, because I know some people are going to get in their feelings. Some people are going to say, Jay is always harping on black folks and their looks. Jay is always talking about overweight people, even though Jay is a little overweight himself. Jay is always trying to disparage people's looks. No, and here's what you need to understand about me. I don't just disparage law-abiding citizens. That ain't what I do. I don't just see a regular person like him doing their job and I just go cracking on him for no reason. It's not what I do. I don't just go look at my neighbor and then just go making jokes about their looks. It's not what I do. Here's the difference. What if it were one of your kids? I want y'all to think about this. Imagine this not being a woman. What if this was a man? And y'all got y'all 13-year-old girl out there doing some work in the yard and a 36-year-old man. Psst, psst. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Sorry. It's not the time to be joking. No lives were lost here. Maybe we can laugh a little bit. But imagine if a man was out in the car, was psst, psst, come here, talking to your 13-year-old child, 12-year-old child. How would y'all feel if a man did that and it'd be dudes trying to do that? R. Kelly, Chicago. Woo. Excuse me. Coming up to people's schools trying to holler at the kids, right? What's the difference between a man trying to do that to your daughter as opposed to a woman who probably has 13 different communicable diseases in between her lap, in between her greasy thighs, that she's just itching and scratching and smelling bad, probably, that she's just looking to put on some innocent child that can't defend themselves against being abused and molested by this big-ass 36-year-old heathen. Should we be a little more sensitive? Just because we shouldn't be disparaging people? I'd say, screw that. That's not really what I want to say, but I got to keep it low PG-13. But personally, if you mess with kids, I think all bets are off at that point. Period. I'm not threatening violence towards her. I'm just saying she can get these jokes. Calm the hell down. Let's go.
Been filed against a woman suspected in a series of attempted kidnappings in Berkeley. Detectives arrested Dominique Walker near the North Berkeley BART station Wednesday. They believe the 36-year-old is behind a string of 4 attempted kidnappings going back to August. The victims, 3 boys and a girl, range in age from 12 to 15 years old.
There's the potential that there could possibly be more victims. We don't know at this time. They've been contacting the witnesses, talking with the parents, talking with the juveniles that were involved.
Right now, Walker is charged with 1 attempted kidnapping involving the most recent case. Investigators say she tried to lure a 12-year-old boy into her car. The other case is still under investigation.
In the East Bay, Berkeley police have arrested a woman who they believe is behind a series of kidnapping attempts dating back to August. Crown 4's Gail Ong has that story.
Police say Wednesday morning the suspect was arrested after she was found driving in the area around here at the North Berkeley BART station. Berkeley police say 36-year-old Dominique Walker is suspected of attempted kidnappings that were reported in August and September. Here's a map of where the incidents happened. Police say on August 29th, around 5:30 p.m., Walker approached a 14-year-old boy twice while working in his front yard in the area of Alston Way and Jefferson Ave.
The first case started with the female suspect trying to just talk to the young boy, shake his hand and just kind of talk to him. It was like very slow. He ended up leaving.
About 30 minutes later, police say Walker then approached a 13-year-old girl walking in the area of Alston Way and McKinley Ave. On September 14th, around 6:10 p.m., police say the suspect approached a 15-year-old boy in the area of Alston Way and Grant Street.
The suspect actually tried to get the young boy to get into her vehicle.
Police say the last reported incident took place on September 20th around 5:30 p.m., where the suspect approached a 12-year-old boy riding his scooter near Sacramento Street and Addison Street.
This is a very scary event for all parents and for all children involved and for the community in general.
Officer Jessica Perry with the Berkeley Police Department says tips from witnesses helped detectives identify Walker and obtain an arrest warrant on suspicion of attempted kidnapping and 3 counts of annoying and molesting a child. Officer Perry says the victims were not physically hurt.
They ran home, they ran away, they ran and told their parents, who called and notified the police department. And that's what we ask you to do in any of these types of situations.
In Berkeley, Gail Ong, Crown 4 News.
At 6, a Berkeley woman is accused of trying to kidnap 3 teenagers and a child. Police say they arrested 36-year-old Dominique Walker yesterday after searching for her for weeks. Officers say she approached or tried to lure children between the ages of 12 and 15 into her car in 4 separate cases between late August and September 20th. Investigators say key information from a witness was able to help officers confirm her identity.
We have somebody in the chat who asked, do y'all think that she was trying to sell these babies for traffic or keep for herself or both? Somebody called it. Somebody in the chat said that she looks slow. And if you ask me, this woman looks slower than a bottle of molasses. I honestly don't believe, in my humble opinion, I don't believe that this woman is smart enough to market children on the black market. Like, this woman literally looks like she might get ran over by a car. She looks so damn slow trying to cross a street. This woman looks slower than a bottle of molasses that's been frozen in time. she just don't look all there. And that shirt looked like I can almost guarantee you this woman had on that shirt for the past 9 days straight. Out there trying to steal some kid's virginity. And she didn't even care where she got it from, man. Like, girls, boys, she don't care. And it's just, that's disgusting, man. Like, damn, like, kids, your mindset is scary. And people like this can't be reformed. And acts like this cannot be treated lightly. Let me say that again. Acts like this cannot be treated lightly. Because as soon as they get out, they haven't learned anything. They're going to perform this behavior again, and they're just going to be more slick about how they try to disguise it, hide it, and manipulate. I think that this absolutely should be handled with a heavy hand of law, and we shouldn't take things like this lightly at all. But like I said, I hope I can draw some attention to stories like this, and I hope that you guys will join in and share and blow these stories up. These are the type of stories, just like her weight, that need to blow up, right? Need to be as big as the numbers on the scale if you stood her on a scale. But nonetheless, man, I thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind and an open heart, and to the jokes, because everybody that hurts and abuses children and tries to take advantage of them, so the least they could do is get these jokes, man. Spread awareness and let's get justice for real, all right? My heart to yours. I love you all. AFC, have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. We'll see you guys on the next story, all right? Peace. The biggest positive to that, nobody was actually hurt. That's really all I can say. But like the great Jay-Z said once, what more can I say? What more can I do? I thank you guys so much for those who were able to contribute and show some love by way of the AFC podcast. And I'm putting too much stuff on screen. Let me refresh that a little bit. Uh-oh, wrong thing. Wrong thing. There we go. That is the end of the stream, man. I love you guys from my heart to yours. I love you all. Let me say thank you. We actually had one more person. Two more people. Where is They Call Me B? Are you still in the chat, sweetheart? Brandy, are you still in the chat? Be more. Thank you, Candy Boy. Candy Boy joined the channel membership. AFC, I see you. Welcome to Green Status. Thank you so much, Candy Boy, if you're still in the chat. Appreciate that. I want to say thank you, and I want to make sure that B is still in the chat. So, B, if you're out there listening, if you can hear the sound of my voice, I did get your Cash App, and I want to say thank you, my friend. You always find a way to show some love, and for that, I'm truly grateful for anybody and everybody. Channel members, moderators, Patreon, no matter how you support, even if all you can do is just share and click the thumbs up, leave a comment. It does mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Neek, N-I-K, Neek, I hope you're listening. I did get your Cash App as well, and I want to say thank you very much. Again, as a reminder, Cynthia, M.R., Tanea, Ashley, Yvonne J., They Call Me B, and Neek. I think that's everybody, plus those who sent something by way of the Super Chat and those who joined us on the channel membership. Join this AFC family, guys, at any point in time. You don't have to wait until we're live, and you don't have to wait for a premiere. You can do it at any point in time. Build our message. Let's build our community. Bring more people here, and that way we can congregate and talk about these stories as a family. All right? I love you all. Y'all wish me well. Keep your friends in your prayers. Everybody out there, I'll see you guys in Florida this weekend. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
this wonderful organization that I'm proud to be a part of. It's called Bags for Kids, BAGS4KIDS.org. And check out their website. They really help a lot of kids in foster care, giving them a permanent piece of luggage and also a lot of items that they might need so that they feel that they belong, which they do. So go to the website, bags4kids.org. So go for it. It's a great place, and they're doing great work.
Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchess.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Designs. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere else.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy, DJ Just J with Just Dime TNT, and I am your humble host of the AFC Podcast. And people ask me all the time, what is the AFC Podcast? This is a platform for us to have open and candid conversations about children who are being taken advantage of by people who are in charge of protecting them. So sometimes we discuss the latest things going on in the news, but we advocate for children first. I get so many emails and comments from people that love what I do, and I want to continue to keep bringing content that matters to YouTube. Now, I would like to thank you in advance for your consideration to contributing to my platform. You can help support this channel by way of the links that are in the description box of each and every video. And also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I would like to thank you again and welcome to the AFC Podcast, where we advocate for children first. We'll see you guys on the next stream. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a newscaster. This is not a news station. I am not here to deliver the news. I'm not here to be gentle, giving my commentary. I am not here to be on any race of people's side. I do not hate my own skin color, nor my daughter's mother. I do not hate my parents, nor where I came from. The goal of my platform is to bring awareness to the murder and abuse of children. I want to encourage more people to dedicate their time, energy, and focus onto the children. I want to encourage people to change their behavior, and I give many examples of why they should change their behavior. We have already saved many lives, and I believe that we can save a lot more lives with the support of our AFC platform. So please, don't get lost in how I convey a message. Just get the message. All right? This is your boy DJ Just J. Signing off. Holla at me. Peace.
This a love shot track for you, baby.
It's Just Jay and I'm back again. I'm from the north side where we get it in. You know it's Love Shack on the track again.
Relax yourself, dog, please settle down. 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 Relax yourself, dog, please settle down.
My sense of pride got me paranoid. Make it hard to trust, can never fill the void. Kinda like a loner, don't need to have friends. Who can you really trust? Not even best friends. Spin your ends, they pretend, feel what I'm saying. Images portraying, deceit is amazing. Peep the metaphor, I'm kicking knowledge, homie. Elevate your mind, religious testimony. I never was a phony, always kept it real. Oklahoma City, that's where I hang and chill. Always on my grind, barely ever sleep. Sacrifice to get it, family gotta eat. Pardon my position, I'm just on a mission. All my wildest dreams came into fruition. Getting to the money, play the game for keeps. Even in the cold, always got the heat. Just Jay and I'm back again.
Just another day to sit back and parlay with all of the homies. Just another day, you having your fun with all of the love. Just another day. Hit you with the vibe. Hit you with the vibe. Check. Just another day. As I'm chilling, feeling the vibe, I'm looking back at my life and I'm lucky to be alive. Cause I done been through it all, but luckily I survived. Now I'm out on my own trying to provide. Get a little crib out on the south for a little ride. If you coming through, bring us a bottle and come inside. I'm just trying to kick it with my kinfolk. I'm getting money now, but I've been broke. I know how it is trying to stay afloat. I'm on a mission to get it, don't need permission to spit it. I know you wishing you did it, you loving the way I fit it, but check out the way I kick it. Hold up, I got it from the mud, straight from the dirt. I do it for the fan, do it for the turf. I didn't have a lot, but I made it work. Get it poppin' and they gon' hate. Just another day chillin' in the old state. Chillin' in the old state.
We're sending this one to the music and you, and to the tunes of your life that made you get up and move. Kurt put the track in gear and I set my lyrics to cruise. Now old city bobbing with us cause this groove is smooth. After a long day of work, man, with your deck tuned too. Ozzy Brothers, Boosie Collins, and Al Green coming through. And now you're tuned into a Love Shack in Sandtown crew. And this Tribe Quest type on swing got your feet ready to move. And we gon' push this hella hard and get this street to move. And make this something old folks and grandkids to ride to. And ain't no pointing no fingers, it's dedicated to who ever got a love for music and what music could do. It could be hip hop, country, rock, rhythm or blues, whatever it takes to get you relaxed and get your mind amused. Because a world without music would be so confused. It'd be a world of domination and we all would lose. That's why I keep on thanking God for making these musical tools. And we gon' keep on healing souls and making this music for you.
Just another day